Yeah. Hello and welcome everyone to another fantastic Tuesday here on the Exploding Dice channel. My name is Askren, I am your host, and we are gathered here for another bone-chilling and flesh-crawling episode of The Writhing Moon. Before we dive in and get into our announcements and all of that stuff, I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. Why don't we go ahead and say hello to our cast. How is it going, guys? It's been a little bit since we were back here playing. We were here last week, but we were not playing this, and the things that happened there last week. Yes, those things will not be spoken of. But how are you guys doing? What's going on, everyone? How's your week's been?
What up? Good.
Pretty solid. Been looking forward to this.
Oh yeah.
Real concern.
I bet you were.
So why don't we go ahead and just we'll go around real quick and have everyone introduce yourselves. Tell us a little bit about yourself and who you are playing tonight. And we will start, as always, with the newly colored Speedy.
Yes. My name is Speedy. I'm a variety streamer. You can find me on my channel, Not So Speedruns. But today, I'm playing as Felix Haskell, a priest of the White Church, who's been overcome with a kind of sickness in the head. He's been through a lot, and so every time he sees blood, he just can't control himself, and things start to go bad. And as this episode starts, I believe I might have just seen a fair amount of blood. So here's hoping, things will be okay.
Do you need like a neck brace or something, or should we?
I mean, it's a nice thought.
It's like one of those dog collar lamps. So you can't look any of the
I
blood.
do not like the cone of shame.
The cone.
Oh,
All right. And next to him, we have the surprisingly pink Din Money.
It's red. My lightsaber is red.
No, that is very pink.
Yeah, well, I'm trying over here.
I think it's gorgeous.
Thank you.
I think you're very pretty.
Awesome. But yes, so that's me, your good friend Din Money. I am a digital artist and game dev working on a interactive visual novel called Faulty Apprentice right now. Kickstarter is coming March 14th, so get excited about it. Really awesome. I'm going to be playing Ulrich the White. He is a inquisitor / bounty hunter sent by the Vatican to find out what the heck is going on in this white church in Palemore, get to the bottom of this mischief. Felix is a perfect example, so you guys know what I'm going to be dealing with here. But we're going to get to the bottom of it.
Awesome. And next to him, we have the I was trying to think of a word, but I can't. We have four.
But you can't. That seems like a good way to lead in.
Yeah,
The
that's.
second
I'm
most
the
holy.
word that you can't. My name is Four. I have nothing to give you except this wonderful mug of coffee that I made tonight. That's the only update you need from me. But besides that, I'm going to be playing a man named Gurney Abel, a cartographer who is fascinated with the intricacies of Palemore, a city of beauty and wonder before it was blood crazed. And now he's going to have to deal with more blood crazy. He also has a very unfortunate hole in his chest that shoots very unsavory, necrotic nastiness. I don't have any Advil, so I don't know how I'm going to fix it, but we'll see if Felix can help.
That always helps.
Nice.
Fantastic. And his camera changed on me. Once again, we have back with us. He was not here last time we played, but he is here tonight. We have the incalculable Laz Green.
Nice.
Who is muted.
Oh, he's muted.
Oh, no!
But it's cool because I got it.
There
It's
we go.
fixed.
It
There we
wasn't
go.
me. All right, good.
You're good.
Yeah,
You're
hey, it's me, it's Laz Green, playing Dr. Calibus, the narcomancer and street pharmacist, and cane wielding cripple, who is just kind of too old for this shit.
Which is probably why he was not here last week. Or
yeah.
Yeah, he
Uh,
slept.
But before we dive into the game and our recap, I want to go through a couple quick announcements, things that you guys should know about what's going on with the channel. The first is thank you, Trendane, for the host. We appreciate it, man. If you don't know, Trendane is one of the cast members for tomorrow's game, Jade Regent. So some announcements. First and foremost, I want to let you guys know there will be no games next weekend. That means no Writhing Moon and no Jade Regent, unfortunately, because I will be at PAX East and I don't have a laptop. So I can't actually stream from there. So there will be no games. We will probably be hosting some friends and putting on some cool content for you guys. But and I'll try to be like live tweeting and maybe periscoping or something from there. I don't know how to do any of those things, but we will perhaps do something. But there will be no games, unfortunately. The second announcement, obviously, is we are back with our March. We rolled over into March. We raised a ton of money in February. I haven't gotten my wizard's costume quite yet, but it is coming. There will be dungeon mastering in the wizard costume. That's what you guys donated for, so that'll be happening. But now we are in March, which means a new goal, and we will see how many goals we can crush this month. It's right up in the corner. If you guys want to contribute, all you have to do is hit that donate banner down below. There are all kinds of ways that you can get involved in the game and help the stream out, and we appreciate every single bit of it. It helps keep us running and helps create great content for you. If you haven't already, well, exclamation point giveaway in chat is how you can find out about our March giveaway. We're giving away a brand new, they're not here, they're over there, so I'm not going to get them, a brand new Dungeon Master's Guide and a Curse of Strahd book, along with dice and a DM screen, and it's everything you need to get started as a new DM in D&D 5th edition. It's great stuff, so definitely get involved in that. We need more green flame. I have no green flame for you. That's not me. That's a different guy. And so, if you have not already, absolutely, go hit up the Discord link. It's in chat right there. We've just started using our Discord. You can pop in there. You can talk about our games. You can just kind of keep up with all kinds of things that we're doing around here, or just talk and have fun and post memes, I guess. It's really very non-specific. So definitely come hang out with that. And if you really want to support things, you can obviously join up, become Dice Thulu's minion with a Game with subscription right there. It's $5, just as if you would sub to a partner channel, and you get all kinds of cool bonuses like Discord ranks and access to all kinds of cool stuff, games when we need players, and a whole bunch of stuff that I don't have in front of me, but we will definitely be adding more benefits to the minion sub tier all the time, so it's going to just be a better and better value. That's it. That's really all my announcements for now. So let's bring things down a little bit. Let's turn on. Oh, I will. One last thing, as always, the sounds and music that create the awesome ambience that you guys will be hearing throughout this game are brought to you by our fantastic friends at Sirenscape. And we're gonna kind of turn that on just now. Let's turn YouTube down, and let's turn this up. So, as we return to our wow, that's really loud. As we return to our city where it was last left off, the players we'll actually take a step back so we can kind of remind Laz a little bit about what happened. The players had just found their way to the workshop, the workshop of Sir Jorik. He was one of the original hunters of the old church, and there he gave you quite a bit of information. He gave you some aid, he gave you some information, and told you what it was that you would need to seek out. Specifically, he said you would need to find Lord Simon, the head of the church, for he was the one that was the source. He was the inception point for the blood that the church began to use and began to spread through the city. But no one quite knows where Lord Simon is or what happened to him. In order to find where he is, you will most likely need to find his 3 closest allies. There was Lord Jeramon, the vivisectionist, who was the foremost doctor and medical investigator into discovering what the blood was and what it could be used for. Actually, let me get my notes because I don't remember all the names quite here. That's not it.
I have a few of these people in my own notes.
Yeah, here, I found it. Okay. So there was Jeramon the Vivisectionist. There was Harl the Wheel, who was the leader of the most vigilant and pious knights of the church. There was also the and finally, sorry, I lost my page again. Yeah, seriously, I lost my page.
I know her name.
There we go. Magistrix Ileana. Magistrix Ileana was the one of the foremost consorts of Lord Simon, and also a noble, someone that had contact with and the funding to help the church in its initial state. So these 3 people you were tasked to seek out and to find information. These people that you were told help fan the flames that shepherded Palemore into its destruction. With this information in hand, you decided that you would leave the warehouse or the workshop and find your way to the cathedral, but not before you decided to take a jaunt into the waking dream, courtesy of the lantern that you brought. Inside the dream, you found actually the first view of what this place was that you had seen since Reardon Chapel. The workshop in the dream was actually, surprisingly, it was intact. It looked rather new. It looked well stocked. It looked like it was ready to service hunters and church members alike. That was where you met Annalise, a woman who offered to help you. You left the workshop into the world outside, only to find that the world outside did not mirror the workshop's completeness. The world outside seemed distorted. It seemed warped, as if pieces of it were missing or had been replaced wholesale. Buildings sat at odd angles, and the sun was a dense black with a red moon. The streets were not empty, but were rather patrolled by strange, pale creatures, shambling remnants of what must have been humans at one point. You attempted to fight your way through these things, and were very quickly joined by a strange man, a man who seemed to reside within the dream. He bore a white robe that covered his entire form and fought with a giant wooden pillar. His name was Markaya, and he told you that he was of an old and proud but vicious and vengeful order of knights of the church. He offered to fight with you, and with his help, you traveled your way through the streets up towards the Grand Cathedral. You fought past some strange creature with a blobby, pale white head that seeked to consume Felix, and actually for a second, did so.
Oh.
Felix became a little bit more mad as that happened, but eventually the creature was crushed under the weight of boot and blade, and you finally made your way to the cathedral itself. Inside the cathedral, you found the cathedral intact, and there you saw what seemed to be an echo of Lord Simon as he came to speak with you. From the blackness, he handed you a package and told you to bring this package to the Queen, to Queen Margol. You were going to take the package, but first you decided to leave the waking dream, and as you lit your lantern and traveled back into the world you know, you found that the inside of the cathedral, where once there was opulence and well-built splendor, was now in ruins, dirty and decrepit, having been abandoned long ago. Your package, the contents of your package, also desiccated and dry. You did not really know what to do, so you made your way outside the church, and there you saw. You had just time to see a woman being chased by blood-hungry beasts. And as you rushed out into the street to help her, Markaya, your new friend, was grasped by something. Some invisible hand grasped him and lifted him high in the air, and with a kind of a sickening, crushing sound, he vanished, his blood and some of his flesh pouring onto the street below. And that is where we left things. So as we bring things back in, you guys are outside, you're just outside the Grand Cathedral. Your friend Markaya, who you know you rescued from the dream, having the ability himself to shape his flesh into all manner of weapons and tools, has just been taken from you. He did not fall to the ground. In fact, as he was lifted up and crushed, his body seemed to vanish. You're not sure where, because as you look back, you see nothing there to grab him or lift him into the air. But you can still hear the thumping footsteps and the snarling growls of the beast-like humanoids as they chase down this woman who looks like she is in a hurry to make it towards a row of houses. And so that is where I will hand it back to you. Let me just change something here.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I don't wanna.
Let's get to work, boys.
I guess I would like come out of a random building, like.
I mean, you were
What the-
kind of like with us,
Okay.
so you just probably walked out right behind us and saw
You
the
just-
same explosion of flesh
He's
and blood.
old.
I'm just in my own world for a while. He's old. He's just elsewhere. His head.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, seeing a giant explosion of blood is not really something that Felix is like well adjusted to. Let's just say.
Shit.
So seeing all that blood raining down and like some of it like splashing on his face a little bit, Felix just kind of like immediately just like snaps, like out of nowhere. He was not expecting that at all. Just like immediately just like eyes glazed over, like slouches, and then having like some semblance of like who his allies are, like still at least, and hearing the screams of someone else in the distance, he chooses to follow the sound of screaming, and rushes just like light of foot straight towards the sound of the screaming.
Oh my gosh.
That's the spirit, boy.
I'll jump after him. Let's do it.
Okay.
Gurney, last Gurney he was just peeking his head outside the doors when he saw Markaya just. Gurney just starts like screaming Markaya's name, and then
Oh, no, don't
backs
scream.
out of the church. He's like just staring at it with this horrified, aghast expression. and then he realizes everybody's starting to run. So he's like sort of like trying to wave at the doctor, like, yeah, they're running. We should run. And he starts running.
Okay, so you guys are running out of the cathedral towards the woman.
Yeah.
Hell
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
just turn this up a bit. I don't really need that, but I do need this. All right. So you guys hear kind of the growling sound of the of the beast-like humanoids, as some of them are still upright. Hold on. Some of them are still upright, as if they kind of, they're still somewhat human, but the others are like, one of them is trampling on its hands and legs, almost as if it's like a wolf. The woman is stumbling and tripping, but she is like, you hear her screaming in the distance, attempting to get away from this thing. You guys can cover the distance of the courtyard
Yeah, let's do it.
pretty quickly. Thank you for the host, by the way, playing board games. Welcome to the madness. Thank you for joining us. So you guys can cover the wow, that is, I don't know what that is, or oh, that's the, okay, I do know what that is. I was like,
It's the monsters.
yeah, I turned that up a little bit too high. So you guys are booking it across this courtyard to get to her. Do you want to do anything before you get there?
Hold on.
No.
I would like to do something.
Yeah.
Gurney puts on his mask, and I'd just like to detect. I'd just like to do a detection boon.
To do on her or on them?
It's actually just to. I think detection works as that. I want to search for like life, I guess. I want to like see how many of these monsters there are.
Okay. So you kind of, as you're running, you kind of pull this stone mask out of your like the pouch at your side, and you kind of hold it up to your face. And as you do, you kind of like, your eyes are sort of taken over, and you see like your vision kind of becomes very blurry, very black and white, as everything becomes hazy around you. But all of a sudden, like, you kind of, as you focus your mind through this mask, it's almost like turning your vision through different methods of detection. At first you can kind of hear like surface thoughts of people, but then as you push past that, you see the bright sort of fluorescent forms in red of these beasts that are chasing the women. You see there are definitely more of them down the alleys around you, but the noise they have not immediately been drawn yet, but there are definitely, I mean, they populate this city pretty thoroughly, so you only see the 3 in this particular courtyard, but there might be more around.
All right, I just try to catch up to Ulrich and be like, "You gotta do this quiet. Just get rid of the 3 of them." And then
I won't shout towards the old lady or towards the lady.
Yeah. I'm gonna do,
Felix
like,
just screaming.
shut her up. She can't keep screaming like that.
Yeah. Okay. Shut her up. Got it.
Oh.
Let's
Please,
see.
no more
I have,
women.
like, a silence.
So you're gonna have to get closer to your mic, because I can't hear you that much.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's see. Can I do silence? Because I can make her not yell. Let's see.
I should have got that silence
Ulrich
attack
will
move.
make her not yell too.
Yeah. How can you yell without your head?
Yeah. After because I have entropy, or I'm sorry, I have alteration 2 now.
That's good.
Yeah,
So
that'll do
yeah, I can do that. So yeah,
I think it's just a
I'm
5
gonna
foot
be like,
square.
is it? Let me see. Well, then they'll be all quiet too. Then all those fucking creatures. Let's see.
Oh man.
Give me 1 second.
How's Felix doing?
Felix is he's doing his best.
He's doing his best.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
He's doing
that's
his
more
best
for
to-
like.
Guess that's okay.
Yeah, that's a different kind of outcome than I want. So you know what I'll do is
What do
I'll
you-
just kind of. I was gonna try to keep her from screaming, but I think it's actually more important that I kind of even the odds. So I'm gonna ready my summon ability, and I'm gonna
Okay.
do it like I have like it's like a bottle, it's like a black inky bottle, and then if I smash this against the wall, it explodes and it becomes like a swarm of like ravens.
Okay, so
Okay.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
are you doing this right now? Or are you waiting to
really
do it?
cool.
No, I'm having it in my hand to see
Okay.
like to wait until our positions like if our cover's blown, then I'm gonna throw that to kind
All
of
right.
cover our escape.
There is basically the way this is set up is there's a wide courtyard between you and the woman and the things that are chasing her. It's basically flat save for what appears to be a large well or something in the center of it. So that might provide you a little bit of defense, but
Nice.
otherwise there's not a lot of cover. I'm assuming you guys are just going straight across.
Yeah, we'll just beeline it, and I'll hold that in case like if I look to see like people are coming after us, I'll just kind of toss
Okay.
it so they kind of
Raven them.
yeah.
Okay.
That's so Raven.
What about the rest of you guys? What about Felix and or Uther?
Charge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's
Felix,
just
Felix can only just like see blood.
Okay. So
I can
as
slip into rage mode. If that's the one thing I can think of.
as you guys are crossing, the way this is gonna happen is you will actually get sort of be like these creatures don't seem to, because you haven't made a ton of noise yet. They don't seem, and their scent seems to be straight on her. So as you guys are gonna cross past the well and probably about another close half the distance before as you're running over, one of these beasts kind of wheels on its heel, and this is actually kind of a hunched over humanoid one. You can see sort of the shaggy fur of a long kind of scraggly beard and big grinning teeth as his eyes and most of his face are covered with bloody bandages as he's dragging what appears to be a large pitchfork or hay baler against the cobblestone. As he kind of wheels around, he goes, and he's now got his sights directly on you. The other two have not turned. You guys can continue. You guys can basically reach him this round if you'd like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gurney stops for a moment behind Felix and Oric and just points at that guy and says, "Okay, Felix, oh, give that guy a shave."
Felix isn't paying attention to you, but he is running towards him.
Nice. Let's trim his beard.
Yeah, Felix he's got his cat's paw out. It's like a pitchfork almost, except like more
Okay.
curved and like meant for torture.
Okay. So you wanna make an attack against him?
Oh yeah.
All right, go for it.
I'll be ready in case he fails.
Oh, let me. Sorry, I totally forgot. I should probably.
Nice. Solid.
Yep, here it comes.
Just trying to slash all along his like the length of his body. You guys are trying to keep it quiet. I want to
God.
hear them scream.
Oh no.
Oh goodness.
Like all of my attacks are meant not to maximize damage, but to maximize pain. Like that's the main goal there.
Maybe they'll just think it's
All right.
rowdy kids.
So on a 17, you kind of like rush forward and you sort of lunge outwards, slamming your kind of this pole arm into with the curved spikes into the flank of this thing, and because you have some distance on him, so he is like you're actually just gonna kind of push him off his footing a little bit. As you sort of lunge forward, it doesn't look like it dealt like a huge wound, but the blades of the pitchfork are actually kind of stuck in this creature's arm as he kind of like looks to you with slavering jaws. So he's clearly hungry. Do you get to knock him down,
Yeah.
or is that with 10 damage or more?
Oh, it's I think it's with like 5 over their AC or something, or 5 over their.
Okay, then he's not knocked down.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right. So you kind of You slam this thing into him. It's not really doing a ton, but it is keeping him at a distance from you. Uther, you wanted to get close to him, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Let me show you how it's done, boy. Yeah!
Here it comes.
Oh, Rick. And he kind of glows a little bit and then gets all youthful.
I love it.
Focus sword of judgment. Wait, sorry. Judgment, son of a bitch.
That is not gonna do it. So as you kind of skid to a halt, he's you're just gonna kind of come and swing your sword, but as this thing steps backwards, it is actually going to make its own attack against you with his polearm. So that is. By the way, I don't know if you guys remember what we talked about last time. For the rolls, don't use the ones in your sheet.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try to.
Right.
You wanna
Yeah,
do
that's fine.
this?
That's fine. So he is going to roll a 1d20 against you. Let's see. Plus that. So he's gonna roll an 11 against you.
I'll stop it with the sword.
Yeah, you kind of go for your
Nice
strike.
try.
You go for your strike, but as he does, you just sort of bury the tip of your blade in the cobblestone, use it as a lever, and kind of his pitchfork blades catch on the edge of your sword as you and him are kind of locked together. It's now like a 3-point thing where like he's got you sort of at a distance, and then Felix is kind of has his pitchfork stuck in him.
Okay.
Are we supposed to be seeing roll 20? Oh yeah, let me see if the virtual tabletop thing is up.
Oh, that's a good point. Oh,
You are. Oh yeah, no, Trending. You are seeing roll 20. This is like what they're seeing right now.
Yeah. You're not
You know.
supposed to see the rolls.
This
We'll say it.
is what it looks like. So. I will see if I can get the rolls on though. Let me see if I can do that. While I'm doing that, Doctor, did you want to cast your ravens?
Oh yeah. Actually, I'm gonna switch it up this time. I'm like, because I see it's only one coming after us, so I look at the one I have. I put that back, and I reach, and you see like kind of like I move my shirt over. I kind of reach over and I pull like a bug that was under my skin off. I throw that on the ground and it grows, and it's like a big millipede that attacks the dude.
where are you pulling these things out of?
Hey, you know, when one cannot experiment or find suitable subjects to experiment upon, he's left with himself. As a
Alright.
friend of mine.
So you kind of like there's actually like you're like pull this thing out of your skin, almost like a parasite under it. And you kind of throw it down, and as it hits the ground, it kind of begins writhing and growing, and it's like a slimy kind of, not really a centipede, more like a thick slug-like worm with legs.
It's like a guy pulling his tie off at the end of a long day and then throwing it.
That must feel so relieving.
And it's gonna sort of rush in. It's gonna rush in towards this this beast man. What about you, Four?
Oh my god. I suppress vomit. and then I say, I'm not gonna be one-upped by you. And I fire off a nasty stomach ray.
Stomach ray, okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it at the ones that are closer to the woman right now.
Okay, you got it.
Okay. So I need a 1d20. Hey. And since it's
Nice.
5, I do 2d6. Oh. So that's a
Nice.
total of
You can-
20.
Okay, you can roll the actual dice all together. It's just so we can see which one's crit and which
that's
one's not.
right.
Explode!
Yeah,
Nice.
that's it. So what's the total?
22.
That will definitely hit one of them. Yeah.
Wonderful.
All right, all right.
Nice.
So as your ray is gonna kind of like, as you like your vomit is sort of like suppressed, but the kind of the spasm through your stomach still kind of exits through this wound. It kind of erupts in this green kind of bilious bolt that's gonna slam into the side of one of these kind of four-legged beast-like creature, and that it is gonna send him skidding to a halt just as he just before he was about to pounce on this woman. As he's kind of like, you see now blood is sort of pouring from the wound, like right here, as it drips onto the ground, as the creature is like clawing, trying to regain its footing.
And then I'll just like circle to the side, just to like, cover the area, I guess. Spread out.
Alright, so now we are going to go to the top, where these creatures are going to finally get a chance to go. The one that attacked, okay, the one that's kinda got Uther with kind of locked in combat is actually going to sort of make a lunging attack forward.
Bring it.
As a 15 against your guard.
God gives me defense.
And yeah, it doesn't make through.
All right. What happens is this thing kind of like almost drops its pitchfork and sort of rushes forward to you, kind of one long clawed hand just sort of raking out, and you can actually feel it kind of scratching against the sort of metal of your armor as the blow, like, it comes close to connecting, but you just kind of like shove this thing off as you push it back with your sword, and now you have this giant sort of cleaver-like weapon just at the ready, and it's just kind of like on the ground. It's just blood. I need blood.
You need God. And I'll just finish him.
All right, go for it.
That's you need God. More torque than just speed on it. I don't mind hearing him gurgle and struggle a bit.
Judgment.
Oh, sorry, do I have to roll for it?
Yes, you have to roll an attack in.
I was just like, just kill him. He's down. Just nice, easy kill, execution.
You get so into it that you miss.
Yeah. Oh god. Please don't jinx me. Alright. How do I roll for advantage? / roll 1d20 or 3d20. There you go.
Advantage is you can just drop you re-roll one of your die and drop the lowest. So manually just add an extra one, and yeah.
Nice.
And
Alright,
we'll
I
just
get
take the highest
advantage
to drop the lowest.
because I've got rage mode focus. God. You can't even 12 again? God.
Well,
that's just a 10.
12.
10
You
plus
don't
whatever
have any. You don't have any.
okay.
You should have a bonus on the attack too.
Oh, okay, yikes. Fortitude, might. Okay, so 2d6. Chill.
Yeah.
Please, God, help me.
Nice.
Well, the 6 is a 6. So
Yeah.
go ahead and throw another one.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
right.
Get that exploding dice.
Explode!
I'm gonna explode God all over this guy's face right now.
That one.
All right. So that is a 23.
Nice.
Rolling high tonight.
Yeah.
All right.
Some holy water for you.
So as he's kind of pushed onto the back foot, you kind of drag your cleaver along the cobblestone, and you just kind of
Yes.
like lift it over your head, and as you bring this thing down with both hands, you just come crashing down onto the back of this creature. You feel the ribs under it just kind of split from the weight, as it's more the weight of the sword than it is any strength that you're putting behind it. But as it kind of hits the point where the ribs and the spine meet, you just feel that crunching as the body is slammed into the cobblestones with kind of a sickening wet crunch.
You should have prayed more.
Say your nightly prayers.
Yeah.
All right, all right.
Say grace.
I should die
Did you see
before
me
I
put the
wake.
God into him, guys?
You put the God in him so hard.
And then if it's all necessary, then I'll be like, I'll whistle, and then my little guy will come, and crawl back into my arm.
Okay. All right. So while he's doing, when he has kind of crushed this thing, Felix, what do you want to do? You can.
I'm going to run at the next guy I see and try and slash at him.
Okay. So you kind of wrench the thing out and kind of use it to sort of step over this body as you rush over to the one that has not turned to you yet.
Yeah, I'm rushing at him and I'm like just muttering to myself as I go, just the blood, the blood, the blood, the blood, the blood. And swing.
He swings.
Yeah, hold on. I'm swinging. It's happening.
Swinging.
It's a whole swinging thing.
He's getting
The
ready.
power of the swing. It's all just wind up right now. It's like Dragon Ball.
He's up to
That
bat.
should be
All
3d20.
right.
Hold on.
That D4 explodes.
That d4 does explode.
Yes, it does.
Nice.
And I should have advantage on the first one actually, so I should roll that again.
Okay.
That's
Chill.
a 10 out of 9.
Yeah.
Um,
Get that exploding
God.
dice.
boom,
Burst it.
boom, boom. Watch this.
Explodes it
Bam,
dice.
2.
Yes.
All right, so that's a 12.
Nice.
All right. A 12 is not going to hit him. Thank you for the.
Still fun.
16?
What's up?
Isn't it 16?
Oh, it's 16. Right?
16.
Okay.
Exploded.
Okay, so a 6. So as you kind of rush forward, you're just gonna kind of lunge forward, and you're not actually gonna stab this thing, but you will just kind of like clip this thing with your axes. Your foot kind of slips on the bloody the bloody tile beneath you as you just manage to clip the this creature, wheeling it around, and it turns, and as you see, like half of its face right in you, like the entire half of its face has been like eaten away. It's most, like, even the bones and stuff seem to be partially eaten away as you just see kind of the muscles twitching and pulling under this thing, as this thing like it's like entirely bestial. Oh man, thank you for the host, Writhing Gaming. Thanks for joining us, man. Glad you can make it. All right. So that is. So you are kind of face to face with it. You guys are like right here. Doctor, what do you want? Oh yeah, Doctor, what do you want to do?
Go, doctor.
Well, if there's still a threat kicking, then I guess I'll. Just because I haven't had a chance to roll it yet, I'm gonna use my ability, which allows me to use my logic in place of my agility.
Oh,
okay.
that's right.
So I'm gonna just kind of throw a syringe at it.
All right, go for it. A 21 will absolutely connect. Yeah.
Nice.
So, and,
Right in the
yeah,
pupil.
So it's not really the needle itself that does the damage, but what's inside it that kind of hurts. Hence the using logic for it.
This is your first and last
Nice.
episode of acupuncture.
So
Take one of those and don't ever call me again.
what? So what does the needle do?
It's just like this really neurotoxin.
Oh, it's just a ranged attack. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you kind of
Another effect other than pain.
yeah.
Nice.
So you kind of you kind of like fling this thing, and you like as it sticks, the thing is like gonna like rip this thing out, and you see it kind of bend it in its hand as it crumples the this needle up and turns, and as it does, like it's gonna start stalking towards you. One of its arms, the one you hit, is kind of hanging a little bit limp, but it is still kind of stalking towards you on its other arm. And Gurney.
Die. So I'm going to rush up to the one I hit, and Gurney is just going to go right ahead and just spew out noxious smoke onto it from his not so happy hole in his chest. I think that's it. Yeah. Ah! Ah!
Nice.
Oh shit!
Ah!
Explosive
Two exploding dice.
explosion.
We've got all the exploding dice here. Let's get them going. Let's see what you can do.
Here's the D20.
Blast him.
All right.
Oh man,
Nice.
he's so dead.
Yes.
So
Good roll.
40,
Good roll.
52. Whew. Yeah, Gurney just runs up as this thing is on the ground, and he just covers its entire body in this like necrotic cloud that just spews out of his chest. His shirt is just like eroding around that.
So what we'll say as you kind of rush up to this thing, you can feel like you can feel like this kind of burning tremor running through your body, and you're not really sure exactly if you can control it. And as you kind of make you stumble your way over, you kind of like are actually racked in pain as this billowing black cloud of necrosis, of poisonous vapor just sort of spews out from your kind of chest cavity, which is now like you actually feel the skin around the wound kind of being burned and scarred a little bit as this thing is gonna kind of turn to you, and you see it like it reaches out with its claw to come. Like, you see this giant clawed hand right at your face, and as it does, it's kind of like carving through the fog, and you see it right about to strike your face, and the vapor itself is just burning away the flesh and the bone, and even before it hits you, this hand is almost completely disintegrated, and as it kind of swipes, it kind of momentum continues it through the fog. You see almost its entire arm is like burnt down to just a stump, and then the creature is gonna, like, with a feral scream in pain, lunge forward, and you see its snapping jaws just come like right through this cloud at you, and you kind of get a view as the black necrosis eats away at the flesh of the face of this creature, its hair, the bandages on its face, and it's still kind of Victorianly gentlemanly clothing, even though tattered and frayed and dirty, are being eaten away. And as the skull underneath is revealed, with a last kind of hissing breath, it collapses to the ground, just a smoking pile. And your body, as this kind of necrosis dissipates around you, you're just kind of like standing there. Your breath has been taken from you, and you kind of look down, and your the small kind of hole has actually almost turned into a kind of like a larger cavity in your chest, almost as if you can see like the entire section under your ribs has almost been hollowed out, but it doesn't hurt. It's almost as if your intestines are now like had been eaten away completely.
Oh my god. At this, Gurney has like collapsed to his like knees, and he's just like sort of like barely holding himself up, and he's just trying to like pull his like what remains of his clothes, like his like overshirt, like over this thing, and he's just like coughing and like just like wincing. He's out of it, but oh my gosh, that was amazing. And he definitely looks away from what he just did.
Mm-hmm.
He looks directly away from it, like clenches his eyes shut, does whatever he can.
All right. So that one, I think there was basically just one more of these beasts that is kind of like skittering on. It's the one that Speedy just hit, and it's kind of like on the floor, like getting ready to get up. And as it does, it's actually going to sort of make a diving tackle for Felix. So this is going to be 1d20 plus 1d6 against you. It's 11.
Nope.
Nice.
All right. As this thing kind of
Just
wheel.
dodges out of the way. He's like kind of like a misty step, like just dodging like left and right. Like he doesn't have any set pattern. He just like he almost warps from side to side that you can't even see him moving.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you use kind of the pitchfork thing to sort of push off this thing as it lunges for you. You kind of like twist your body and dodge out of the way just as its claw comes like striking down and scrapes with a loud kind of cracking scrape against the cobblestone floor, and another snap of its jaws, but you sort of push yourself away, and you're just kind of stepping around this thing as it's twisting its head back and forth, just sniffing the air, just trying to find you, and now in a blood-crazed fury. I guess. How do you want to respond to it?
The only way that I know how, I'm going to swing my cat's paw at it. Just think you can hurt me?
Oh shit!
That's a 24.
Nice.
Oh man.
Nice.
Go ahead, explode those dice.
Explode!
Explode those dice.
Oh my god.
Whoa!
All right, it's fine. It's still a
implode,
29.
Implodes.
It's a 30.
What?
It's a 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because you get the 1d4 and the d20. That's 6. Oh no, wait, no, never mind. That it was already added. I bad math. Okay, so 29. As you how do you want to finish this thing?
I'm going to like, as I'm like running, as I'm like dodging out of the way, I'm going to like put up my foot. I'm just going to kind of kick it to the ground, so that its like face is first. I'm going to drag my cat's paw all the way along the length of its back, just leaving giant gaping scars on it. And then eventually like kicking it, turning it over, and scraping its throat the same way. All the while just kind of laughing about it. Feel the pain, feel the blood. Blood is the love of God.
Alright, give me 1 second.
Oh boy. Oh boy. You sound a lot like that guy we just killed, Felix.
You what? No.
What? No.
Praise the blood. Praise the blood. Love pain is love, pain is love.
I just hope that woman's okay after we brutally slaughtered these monsters.
I know.
Well, don't worry, she won't be.
Oh. Very well.
All right. So as you kind of like jab this pitchfork down, you kind of rake a like long kind of carving wounds in the flesh of this thing. You actually, Felix, you don't even really notice that it's like you actually are sort of continuing to carve, just blood splattering against the ground and against your clothes as you rake across and carve up the flesh of this thing as it twitches on the ground. But it poses no threat to you. You're just searching for more blood deep within this thing, and you're just like, as the scent of it reaches your nose, you continue to carve deeper. You're just kind of constantly turned away, because it stings your nostril. This blood is not pure. It offends you.
You've been triggered.
So as he's doing this, you guys are eventually sort of left. You are left sort of in the courtyard with these kind of bleeding beasts on the ground. You see they're no more kind of coming for you, at least not at the moment. But the courtyard is clear. You see the woman. She's kind of like she's hidden behind a pile chained up coffins that are sort of sitting on the side of the road as she was taking shelter during the fight.
Felix, after slashing down yet another one of these guys, still seeking blood, is going to rush towards the woman. Not quite attacking her yet, but just like sort of pouncing onto her, and, like pushing her down, and just like trying to get a sense of like her blood, like if there's any impurities in it, and if she's like someone that he should be killing.
At this, Gurney is just on the ground, just lying there, just like coughing and pointing at Felix, from Ulrich to Felix, like,
Yeah. I'll run over and kick him off, I guess. I'll just kind of little Sparta kick, like.
As you kind of rush over to this woman, she kind of like scrambles backwards, almost letting out a short scream as she puts her hands up, and you can see that she is not particularly, not like her clothing is not dirty and not blood soaked as if she's been out in the streets for very long. She looks fairly fairly well, like well appointed, well kept. You actually, sorry, I lost my notes here.
This kind of woman.
You can kind of Felix, you would see almost immediately. She's not, her clothes are not extremely wealthy, but they are they're not poor.
Covered in shit.
And her face, her face is actually covered not with bandages, but she does have what appears to be a scarf or a black cloth, kind of wrapped around her eyes, and over her head. Basically her entire head and down back where her hair is seems to be tied up with the scarf. And she says, "Please don't hurt me, I beg you. I was seeking shelter. There's shelter nearby."
Don't worry, you're safe now with us.
Can I tell if she's like, if her blood is like clean, or if there's any like tainted blood in her?
Yes. Roll me a check of some description.
I
guess, sorry.
Alteration is what I would usually do.
Then yes, use that.
Operation?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh, sorry, I used the.
That's fine.
thing,
That's fine.
But it's fine.
You kind of you just kind of like take a deep breath in, and the air around her smell like as you inhale it. It smells pungent but sweet. It's a faint scent that you recognize. It's sort of this pungent herbal, like kind of very heady herbal scent that you recall very vividly. Actually, has been used in various braziers scattered throughout the city.
Okay, so it's like the incense used to ward off the monsters, or
Very similar, yes.
Yeah, wasn't there some kind of instance we encountered before like that? Right?
Yeah.
Something like at the Reardon Church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smelling that, it's like Felix's. It's almost like a smelling salt effect to him, that he just like immediately, like he kind of like. Oh, what happened?
She kind of reaches out very gently and puts her hand on the side of your face. She says, "Be calm now. There is no reason to fret. But we should not delay. We should not wait out on the streets. It is not safe."
Where are you going? Where are you seeking shelter?
She says, I have a clinic nearby. You
A clinic.
are welcome to accompany me there.
Are you a doctor?
She says, we should talk inside. It's too dangerous out here.
Yeah, at this point, Gurney is like pushing himself off the ground, like wheezing, like he just like choked on the gnarliest, like like when you drink
Bad
water,
Mentos.
all down your lungs. That's what he's doing right now.
Nice.
And he's like clutching his mask to his face. He's just sort of like scanning the area like desperately. And he's
Okay.
like, we should move.
You guys all, as you're kind of looking around, you definitely hear kind of noises coming from the area just outside the courtyard.
Shit.
As you hear kind of more growling.
Go, 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 go.
We should go.
I'm gonna go ahead and pop my silly little birds now as a distraction to cover and
Okay.
in that direction while we all get
Nice.
away.
All right, so as you kind of grab this ink vial, you guys are kind of ready to sort of, you kind of lift this woman to your feet and you throw the vial of birds down. As this kind of small ink vial shatters, it kind of splashes black ink, but rather than kind of sticking to the floor, the ink just sort of like turns into a flutter of like 12 or 15 just loud black ravens as they kind of disappear into the sky in a flurry of feathers and cawing calls. They any sounds that or some of the sounds that you guys heard nearby, you can hear them kind of like the skittering sounds of feet and claws on the cobblestone is kind of going off in different directions. You seem to have bought yourself at least a few seconds, and as she says, "Please, it's just down this way. It's just nearby."
Aye, we should seek shelter. Too old for this shit.
Follow her, just immediately.
Just glancing around, trying to keep an eye out.
Okay. As eventually she will. So if you continue to follow her, she will lead you to a building that has a very simple. A very simple front door. It's just a single double door with kind of frosted glass that makes it very very difficult to see inside. But she will some of the glass is cracked in places. She kind of like
I can smash it, don't worry.
She's like is fumbling with a key, but she does manage to kind of unlock what sounds like a very heavy bolt on the other side. And as she kind of opens the door, she says, "Please, in."
Thank you.
Just stumbling in.
Get it together, Gurney. I'll give Gurney a hand like you're struggling.
I
You
sort of
act like your
pat her
chest
away.
exploded.
I'm like, no, stop it.
Yeah, Felix is kind of like hyperventilating. He's very like still confused as to what's happening. Like last thing he remembered, we stepped out of the Grand Chapel, and then he was over a woman. So he's like still very, very confused as to what's going on. And just like trying to get his bearings in this new place.
What is this new place? Does it look like a
Yeah,
clinic?
what does it look like?
Are there any people strapped to chairs in here or something?
So you kind of see as you actually give me 1 second.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what I need. Yeah. So you see, there's actually there appears to be this is a 2-level building. There appears to be a downstairs area, and then immediately past the door there is sort of a staircase that winds its way up to a second floor. Though you can't, it's very dark. You can't see what's up there. And as she kind of steps into the first floor, again you can see it's fairly well appointed. There's kind of wooden paneling on the floors. The walls are sort of wainscoted wood, very well appointed. You can see the chamber that she's entering is stocked around the whole place with shelves that are covered in bottles and tools, various instruments. This is it looks at first glance like a very well appointed clinic of some sort. You're not really sure if any what the use of all these things are in particular, but it is definitely fairly well appointed. There is at least 2 surgery tables or infusion tables, It's very similar in setup to the place where you guys originally woke up, though obviously the layout is slightly
That's what
different.
we were afraid of.
And there's no dead guy in the corner at this one.
No, there does not appear to be, no.
Ulrich's going to each table like, lining up the syringes.
I just hang by the door just a moment, just to like observe like how heavy duty these locks are. Are these, like recently installed or like?
No, it looks like the lock in here is fairly, like, it is a fairly heavy metal bolt that kind of goes across both doors. So it's like, it's definitely seen some use. It's probably not brand new.
Impressive. At that, I guess we'll ask who she is. Yeah, Gurney tries to find a chair immediately and sits down.
Alright, give me 1 second.
He's just sort of sitting there, just like clutching his chest like this. Like,
Did you say she was going upstairs to like a second floor?
No, there is a second floor.
there's a
Okay,
second floor.
wait.
I don't think we should let her out of our sights, like TBH right now.
Alright.
What do you know of transfusions?
She says, oh, sorry, double click that. You will forgive me for not introducing myself. We were a bit rushed. My name is Guinevere.
Only God can give forgiveness, but it's all right. I am Ulrich the White. These are my companions, which I will let introduce themselves because we all respect each other in a team sort of way. There's no real leader.
Hi.
They've been through a lot. Forgive them. You were there.
You were there.
You
She-
saw it.
She says, I appreciate what you did for me. I do not know if I would have made it to safety from those beasts, though. I'm loath to call them that. I do believe that while they look and act in such a way that deep down they are still men, perhaps something can be done for them.
You believe they can be saved, and not by God.
I don't know if they can, but well, I've made it. Aside from the treating of sickness and other things, I have on this night made it my mission to at least try where I can, if there is some way to save them. But if not, I will certainly settle for saving those who have not turned yet.
Well, she sounds like a match made in heaven, Calabas.
She kind of looks around at you. She says, I did not expect to find some so armed out hunting on a night like tonight. I did not think there was anyone left.
Don't count on it happening again. We're not usually around.
Oh well,
We're hardly hunters. I'm just a priest.
I had ventured from my clinic here to hopefully find other survivors, but as I am not capable of keeping myself out there against those beasts. But you are capable people. If there are any survivors, would you tell them to come to Guinevere's clinic? I can provide shelter and healing as I can.
So we didn't see any red lanterns. I kind of just remembered that.
You did, yeah. There was an incense lantern out on the door. I may have forgot to mention that.
Yeah, okay.
How much more of that incense do you got?
She says, well, I hopefully enough to last the night.
I thought she was gonna say it's made from dead people, so we've got plenty.
So
That's what she was doing. She was raiding those coffins.
Serious.
You offer shelter
Serious.
to people. Then where are the people you've sheltered?
She says,
It's a good question.
well, I shelter no one at the moment. I wish that I had found anyone.
Are you local here?
This is where I live.
Okay.
This is my
listen,
home and my clinic.
And he sort of looks apologetically to all of you before Gurney asks this, and he's like, "Have you seen anyone, or know anyone named Clara or Ondin? Do you know like a hunter guy named Ondin, I guess?"
The name is not familiar to me.
Okay, great.
So we're looking for those 3 guys. Does anybody remember their names?
Yeah,
Or was
but I
that
was
them
looking
or
for. I was hoping she would know something about Amelia's parents, but I guess I'll just continue. Okay, well, listen. We're sort of on a big. I don't really know how to explain it to you because,
Quest, if you will.
yes, it's a quest. We're looking for Jeramon. We're looking for Ileana. And we're looking for a guy whose name I did not write down correctly in my notes. It was very panicked at the time. It was Eric.
She'll remember it, or my soul will remember it for her.
The other name was Iharl.
Iharl. I put it Erahul.
Close enough.
She says Jeramon, I do know of that name. He was one of the consecrators for the Lunaris Temple.
The temple.
Lunaris Temple. And is this temple around here?
The Lunaris Temple was it was a small branch of the Healing Church. It was mostly given over to its own devices, as I understand. Research and medical practice was what it plied its trade in when things began to change here in Palemore. I believe that the temple was given over to research of different varieties that relating to the blood and its ministrations on flesh. Jeramon, as I know, was particularly interested in the perfection of the flesh.
Carvers.
Distortion.
So
Now, what was your role in the church's law?
I'm not a priestess of any merit. I'm simply an alchemist and a healer.
You run this clinic that seems to have the equipment for blood transfusion. Do you have the pure blood? Do you have any?
I sort of cast a glance over to Ulrich really quick.
Yeah, I'll watch him.
She kind of walks over to Felix, and again she kind of places a hand like very, very gently on your chest, almost very, very soothing, kind of calming demeanor about her. She says,
My glance goes longer than it should to Ulrich.
Yeah. She says,
Yeah, we're like,
no. She says, you have very kind eyes.
I feel less kind than I look.
Should've seen him 15 minutes ago.
A new follower.
She did.
yeah, I don't like this.
It's
She's like
awfully-
flirting with Felix now.
It's awfully nice of you to say that, considering what I've done to you.
She
I
she
don't know
says,
if I could forgive myself.
she says, I see there's trouble in your eyes, more so than there should be. I have not blood to give you, but had I any, I would offer it freely. Perhaps
Enabler.
she, perhaps perhaps I can create some sort of concoction to sustain you.
No,
Okay.
I don't want any
Well,
substitutes or false blood.
Felix, yo,
So you plan to keep drinking the blood of the living for the rest of your life?
I don't drink the blood.
he doesn't. Listen, Ulrich, we already talked about this with Mark, and Gurney like blinks for a moment and sort of like chokes on his words a bit. We already talked about this with Markaya. It was his suggestion, and I think we should at least honor it. How long could this concoction take?
She says,
I think it's a good solution.
time, I don't know. I can endeavor, but in order to make something that soothes, I will need blood from those that have not been turned yet.
Innocent lives.
No, just a donation, Ulrich.
This is what I'm saying.
okay.
I can't.
She says,
We
I
can't
need
take the blood from others. can't.
I need not take their lives, but it can be distilled from what they give freely. She turns to back to Felix. She says, I don't know if I can ease your troubles, but I do. Please, I have the ability to help others. If there is anyone that needs a safe place, by my oath as a healer, you can send them to me, and I will ensure that no harm comes to them.
That's a kind offer. Thank you.
Felix has a little bit of experience with people offering shelter from the darkness. Can I roll to see if I think she's lying?
Yeah.
She can't be
Can I
any worse
just
than
tell?
Oliver.
Yeah. Give me 1 second.
And while you're looking that up, does the incense outside, is that the same as a red lantern signal, or is that just that's
The red lantern was the
they're two
incense.
separate things?
No, the red
So
lantern
same
was
thing,
the
okay.
incense. Yes.
Okay.
Roll me a logic check.
Logically.
Logically, logic.
I know nothing.
Ouch.
The
Unlogical.
that.
That was
her-
an unlogical roll.
her eye.
Shame on you.
I mean, you see kind of a you see a kindness, a kind of softness and a calmness in her eyes that as long as you kind of gaze on her, your mind feels like the kind of whispering voices seem to recede into the back of your head. Your mind seems at peace for a short while.
We'll send you anyone we need. You seem kind.
I roll my eyes over at Gurney. Oh god.
She kind of reaches out and gently takes your hand. She says, "Well then, let us endure the night together, and hopefully, we will create safety and life for these people."
I'll get married already.
Well, for now, we can't have that. We have our own duties to fulfill.
Of course. You spoke of Jeramon. I do not know if he yet lives, nor it has been such a long time. But I can direct you to the Temple Lunaris. It is among the lowest points in this church ward. The temple was built far below where we stand now.
Far below?
Yes,
Yeah.
the other buildings rise high above it, and
Right.
I believe that its levels go deep into the ground.
Gurney probably hasn't been able to like get access to those maps to.
I mean, this is a like.
This is like out of yeah.
Yeah, this is a church property. This is not something you would ever have the ability to explore.
So in a way, Gurney is like really dismayed, but at the same time, he's really excited because now
Intrigued, yeah.
Mhm.
now he gets that little sliver of knowledge that he never could get.
Now he's finally getting re-energized after his little, oh, I'm too powerful.
She says she says if you wish to find it, you must seek out the district known as the Sanguinary.
Sanguinary.
Sanguinary district.
Sounds peaceful. I like it.
And she kind of turns. She says, "Before you leave, Felix, would
I roll my eyes again.
would you be so kind as to allow me to take a sample of your own blood? It would help with the process."
I look at the doctor and I'm like, is this like natural for this kind of stuff? I don't think this is a good idea.
And I itch the centipede crawling under my skin. And I was like, totally unnatural. So unnatural.
Okay.
I sort of wave my hand. I'm like, okay, wait, no, listen. If she needs to get the concoction going for him and to benefit him, she might need to at least have a piece of him to, like, look over and understand for a while. Otherwise, it's just going to take longer for her to just ruminate over two pieces that don't have a connection yet.
I don't know if I want to part with my blood. The blood is what keeps me sane.
Felix, she doesn't need a lot. How much do you even need?
She
The
says,
blood is a gift from God. I don't know if I can give it away so freely.
Yeah, I don't know if we can trust her.
she smiles. She says, "That which is given shall always be returned."
I make that
Felix.
promise to God.
Okay.
Felix, just
I'll let you
remember
do it.
what Markaya said. I think he had a point.
Perhaps you're right, and it doesn't sound like she's using the tainted blood. It's just it's a offering.
I just want to honor his
It's still clean.
so
It's
Let's-
the best we can do.
Should we all just do a quick look at her and be like, all right, do we believe this chick? Do we trust her enough to give her our companion's blood to let her start experimenting with it? Like, I just don't want to come back to like a clone
I
giant
hold up
of
my hand and
Felix.
I look to Ulrich and I sort of like, no, I'm just gonna whisper to him, Ulrich, this woman works with blood. We have no idea what the church put into us. If she happens to find something on her own, it'll be easier to hear her surprise rather than ask her directly, hey, our blood is messed up. Let's let her work with this with zero idea on what the fuck we are.
That is under the pretense that she doesn't know who we are and that she isn't working for the church. But
I look at her. She's
no, the only person that looked at her was Felix, and he rolled a 3. I just want to
That's
remind
true.
everyone that.
that's
He
true.
rolled
that.
a 3. And we're all like,
I
oh, well,
am-
he felt really warm looking at her, so that's good.
All you know is that I inherently trusted her as,
Yeah.
you know.
Ulrich, listen to me for a moment. Do you trust me right now? Just for, this instance.
I look at the rest of the party, and I'm like,
Just enough
Yes,
to take
I
her
do-
blood.
I do trust
I
you.
promise you this is going to pay off.
Normally, I wouldn't trust the law here, but in the circumstances, I do.
At this, I want to set Felix down somewhere where he can safely have a little bit of blood extracted.
Okay. Felix, she will kind of gesture to, one of the metal tables, where you can kind of, lie back on it if you'd like. She will kind of walk you over, and you see this table is rather ornate. I mean, they all tend to be, but it is a heavy kind of metal table, not really like covered in straps and restraints. It's more just sort of like a flat metal surface with very ornate legs kind of coming down from it, and you see next to it is like an iron sort of rod, like a candelabra, like a long kind of candle stand, but instead of kind of ending in a thing of candles, it sort of ends in a bar, from which you recognize two large kind of like metal and glass tanks that are used to sort of store blood for transfusions. They both seem to be empty, but again, this is a very standard transfusion table.
It's probably better than them being full, though.
So
That's true.
are we like alone now, the woman and I?
I specifically asked to be in the room with them.
Yeah, I don't want to leave them alone.
No.
Yeah, I'm assuming the table was
In the
you know
room.
was
It's
in
just
the
like in the
was in
room,
the
okay.
chamber you were already in.
You must marry her before you can be alone with her.
Askren,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to, as Miss Guinevere is deep into this task, I would like to put on my mask where she can't see me and just look into her, see what she's
Good
thinking
idea. Good
Okay.
idea.
while she's at this blood draining task. It's against her resolve, so
Okay.
I'm going to be rolling
Go ahead.
1d20 plus 2d6. Here I go.
Okay. So as Felix, you are kind of led over to this table by the hand. You kind of lie back down on it. You feel sort of the cold metal through your clothing. And as she very, very gently takes your arm and sort of extends it to full length, she's just going to kind of take out what appears to be like a metal sort of tube syringe-like thing. It's fairly large for a syringe, but and she takes what appears to be a kind of a leather hose with a sort of a needle tap on the end, and she's just going to kind of very, very gently insert this needle into the fairly large vein right at the apex of your forearm, and as she's doing this, you put your mask on, Gurney, and you kind of take a breath and you focus your concentration through it, and as you do, you kind of her thoughts kind of begin resolving in your head. Give me 1 second, because I do have a...
Give them to me. Feed them to me.
Ulrich sees him putting on the mask and is kind of just like, okay, I'll be ready to take action if
As you
the signal.
as you kind of put on the mask and the thoughts sort of resolve, you hear in her head, you hear a very, very gentle voice. It's just saying, "That's it, that's it, that's it," and that's what you say as she's kind of putting him down on the table, and as she begins inserting the needle, her thoughts seem to, as far as you can tell, resolve into something that she is saying in her head to herself. I need there be a way for me to whisper this. You know what? I will just whisper.
I gotta take out my headphones until you go like that, if you want.
Yeah, sure. Just everyone
Headphones.
earphones for a second, and I'll let you guys know.
Alright.
All right. She
Give her, like, signal.
what you hear is
Chat.
you hear, "Forgive them for what they can't become. Their wills are weak, their minds are young. Were it not for fear, death would come. death will. And then kind of trails off.
Okay. When I'm sufficient with what I've gotten, I just sort of let it fade. I put the mask back away in my safe place. So it was. Oh my God! I know it was forgive them for what they've done. Death will come.
I can send it to you in text.
Go ahead.
Okay.
When you have the moment. But
Yeah, I
for
got
now,
it. It's right here.
Oh, okay. I'm satisfied with that.
Let me send it to you in Skype because that's the best place. Done. There you go.
All right. I take that. I write it down in my notes, and I take the mask off and feel a bit unsettled about the whole thing. But I let her finish.
Okay. Sorry. Give me 1 second. I'm just finding an image here to use.
Oh.
Yes, I'll use this one.
Hey, Dr. Troy. Okay, I'm gonna be studying this for a while.
We're all back, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
It's okay.
I'm just grabbing an image to put on screen for you guys, just so you can get an idea of what we're of the place that you guys are in.
Chill.
You see Gurney just sort of take the mask off. He gets really tight-lipped. He writes something down in his notes, and then he just waits for the procedure to be done.
Okay.
Okay, so Ulrich's like, no, yeah, killer, no, kill, no, kill, no, kill.
All right. You guys can see the image, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's.
Let me check.
Gorgeous.
My eyes weren't as good as they were 100 years ago.
I look paler than I remember.
Yeah.
I'm naked.
Yeah.
It's a
That's all right.
workplace.
It's a trick of the light. Okay, so as this is happening, Felix, she just very, very slowly, you can hear her, you can almost I'm assuming you are probably paying quite a bit of attention because you're like hyper focused in this moment. You can just faintly hear her humming something, but it's not really out loud. It's just very, very quiet to herself. And as she's very slowly kind of drawing the plunger back, kind of creating the vacuum, you see sort of you feel kind of a coldness in your arm as you see the red run up this tube, and then you hear just a dink, 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 as it begins dropping into the metal container. And after, I don't know, maybe 15 seconds or so, she just kind of presses down on your arm and pulls the needle out. And you just sort of see as she pulls the needle out and holds it up, there's just a single like bead of blood begins kind of forming back on the tip of the needle before just dropping down to the floor. And as she's just looking down, she says, "That's all."
Feeling all right, Felix?
I'm okay. That was it hurt in a way I wasn't expecting, but I'm okay.
It's just a prick on the arm.
I feel
Gurney just sort of like
cold.
holds out his arm and just sort of like, yeah, we know all about that. All right.
Well,
is this all you need? Is this enough?
I have everything I require.
How long will it take to be done? When should we return?
I do not know. Return as you may, and unless you are particularly swift, it should be done the next time we speak.
Okay.
I suppose.
All right. Thank you for your hospitality in this short time. We're going to, if you do come across anyone that we know, we are going to venture out to find this vivisectionist.
She says, "Very well. Once again, I suggest you cross the district, head to the south, and as the hill slopes downwards, find the winding path around the cathedral. It should lead you to the sanguinary." She'll give you more detailed directions, but she basically she basically gives you very simple directions that you can follow to get to a place called the Sanguinary. You've never actually been there before, so you don't really know what exactly to expect. But you think that is where you are headed to. And she's just kind of standing there as she kind of gestures. She says, "Very well, my door may be locked, but as long as it is you and not someone else, I promise it shall always be open."
If we do send anyone your way, we'll give them our names. That should be sufficient of a password.
She kind of bows slightly. She says, "Very good. Please be safe. Do not seek harm. If possible, I would very much like to see you return."
Before we go, I'd like to try and lean in close and whisper something to her. I just have, I don't know if anyone can take off their headphones for this or something.
No, I think I want to hear this one.
I think you probably do, but
Just kidding. No, I can take 'em
that
off
goes
if you
against the idea.
I can take them off. All right, yeah.
Okay.
I'll have
take 'em
to
off.
I'll turn off my speakers.
Okay.
I'm turning them off. Here I go.
All right.
Okay. So I turn to her and ask, I have one more favor to ask of you. This madness that overcomes me, it's been a problem for longer than I'd like to admit, and there is another way that I've had to keep it under control without any of the blood, and it's would you seem kind, would you allow me to hurt you? I can heal you immediately. I have that power, but if I can just I don't know, just make a cut along your back, or just somehow make you bleed and feel the pain of God, I would be able to keep this under control for a while longer.
She's staring at you very, very silently. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check. Okay. As you finish your statement, she looks at you, and she kind of puts, your hands are sort of shaking as you talk. She puts her hand, both of her hands, kind of on yours, and she says, "I believe that what you think is a sickness, and what you think is a balm, are not one and the same. Your thoughts dwell on pain, but I believe they should dwell elsewhere." She says, "I cannot offer much advice at the moment, but I will say, when you feel the need for comfort, sing in silence and silence will sing back to you.
Sing in silence. I've heard that before. Where did you hear that?
She says, the voices that speak to us without words are ever present. They are the foundation of everything we know. It falls to us to listen and to understand. But I cannot instruct you any further. You must hear them for yourself. And she kind of like leans in and presses her forehead right against yours. And she says, like as she presses her forehead right against yours, she says, your thoughts too will one day twist and move. And then she kind of leans her head back and kind of bows.
Are you saying that my mind will writhe? Because I've seen what happens to those whose minds writhe.
She says, I will say no more at this moment. It's not something we should speak of now. Who am I hearing?
We should go.
I'm hearing myself in someone's speakers.
Oh no! How about now?
I don't know. No, we're good.
Cool.
Okay, we're good. You guys, you just saw us talk for a little while, and then we touched foreheads.
Alright.
I just look over it. All I can say is what the youth are doing these. It's beyond me.
And as they finish talking, she kind of looks around. She says, "I believe I have kept you long enough. You have duties you need to accomplish, and I have my own. I hope we shall see each other soon." And she kind of she kind of bows deeply and kind of watches you guys make towards, basically waiting for you guys to make towards the door.
Mm-hmm.
I keep walking.
As we're walking, I'm like thinking about what she told me, and I'm like trying to concentrate really hard and like just sort of humming a little bit under my breath and starting to try and hear the voices in my head more. And I'm thinking about what we're about to do, and I'm looking for some kind of guidance. I'm gonna use this new power that I have called Hear the Voices.
Hearing the voices more? I don't think that's a good
Joking
idea.
right now?
All right. And as oh man, okay. You're gonna do this we'll get to this in just a second. So as he kind of, you hear him begin humming to himself, kind of whispering under his breath, you guys make your way out of the bolted door and out into the nighttime streets as you attempt to follow the directions into the sanguinary, or to the sanguinary, and see what lies there with Lord Jeramon. I think we're gonna take a 2-minute break. So we're gonna hit the bathroom. We're gonna take a 2-minute break, but we will be right back here. You guys obviously don't go anywhere because we have another hour left, and things are certainly heating up here. So yeah.
So many secrets.
Oh shit.
Are they heating up?
So many side plots and schemes.
Let me just
Lady.
let me just find my my will be
Felix
right
has
back
a girlfriend
image.
now. That's good.
Yeah. Great.
Treat her well, son, and you marry her.
You know they're into like kinky BDSM shit too, right?
It's like,
Oh,
yes.
God.
Like you know they gotta be.
Oh gosh, I won't divulge. Last week was enough.
Right?
Last week was
Like
enough.
I already have a collar with
Yeah,
spikes in it. Like
So I'm gonna go hit the bathroom. You guys, if you'd like to, you can stay here and talk amongst yourselves, or if not, you can take a couple minutes too, get a drink, whatever, stretch your legs, whatever you need to do, and we will be back in just a minute. We'll talk to you guys,
Intermission.
see what's going on.
Yep. Alright, you enjoy your bathroom.
BRB.
Is-
is everybody right now going to the bathroom? Is it just us players right now?
I just went to the bathroom, so I'm good for now.
Okay. As soon as we're away, Gurney looks to all of you, and actually he looks to Felix and Ulrich, and he just sort of recites this thing. It's sort of weird how he's doing it. He's sort of doing it in like a sing-song manner, and he says, "Forgive them for what they can't become. Their wills are weak, minds young. Were it not for fear, death would come. Death will." Can you guess what comes next?
Come.
Yikes.
Come.
It's always come.
It's always come.
Always ends with come. God.
I saw you guys talking.
I sought her advice. She seems like someone I could trust.
Versus your teammates.
I trust you as well, but there are things she could know that you don't.
Because
Do
she's
either
a
of you-
woman.
Do either of you recognize what I just said, by chance?
Mm-mm.
No.
No. The
I'm going to
Lord.
ask Askren once he comes back. I just wanted to do this right now.
Okay.
That
Actually, I would go
wasn't
to
that.
I still think we have 2
Yeah.
minutes, so
That wasn't that original little rhyme
yeah.
that we
tell,
heard from the
tell
old
Askren.
lady.
Askren, I tattled on her. I tattled on her.
Oh man.
So
Um,
you
Felix
said a
just told
poem.
us a little rhymey rhyme.
Not Felix.
I mean, sorry, Gurney.
Gurney, yeah.
Gurney just told us a little rhymey rhyme. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All he said was the rhyme.
That's okay.
No explanation.
If you guys, we're not back yet, but if you guys are enjoying the show, obviously, and you haven't already, please hit that follow button. I wanted to give a shout out to, oh god, I lost it. It's gonna be my Streamlabs. Mary Creates Art for following. Welcome to the madness, and thank you for joining us. Hope you guys are having a good time. Things are getting very, very strange here on this episode. We're not really going to talk about things until the end because, you know, we still got stuff. But I hope you guys are enjoying it. If you guys have been enjoying the background music, that kind of creepy background ambience, as well as the growls and the sound effects and stuff, all of that is provided by our awesome friends over at Sirenscape. They are huge supporters of the show, great friends, and also their sound tool is damn good. So if you're a DM and you want to make your game sound better, I would suggest checking them out. And if you haven't already, exclamation point soundscape is not a command, but it should be. If you guys haven't already, why don't you go ahead and hit that giveaway, man? The link's right there. You can win some free shit. It's good stuff.
I wish I could enter. I wish I could enter.
Yeah, but you know, them's the breaks.
Them's the breaks.
All right.
Everyone would complain that it's rigged.
Yeah, they already do.
Someone win for
More
me.
than they do.
That's just me complaining that it's rigged under different screen names.
Oh, you have like 15 Gmail accounts just for that.
That's just me. Oh gosh.
All right. So as we kind of get back into things, why don't we when we're gonna settle back in, and you guys are going to be we're gonna use this one, I guess.
Are we going to the Quickie Mart?
Yeah, that sounds about right. So you guys are stepping out into. That's really loud. Sorry. Into the streets of Palemore. Once again, you have your you have your directions. You have your companions along with you. This and that, and it is hopefully going to take you to your destination, the Sanguinary, the Lunaris Temple, where dwells Jeramon, the Vivisectionist. Though who exactly he is and what he dabbles in, what he gets up to, that is information that you are not privy to yet. Felix, you wanted to use your ability to see what you could hear. Okay. What score does that? Do you have to roll? You don't have to roll anything on that, do you?
I don't think so.
I'm certain he just has to announce what power level he's going to do it at.
Yeah. Well, the description I have in there is the one for the power level that I want, which is 5.
Saying I'm louder than you guys. My volume is way down. I will turn my gain down just a bit, but yeah. Okay. So you kind of concentrate. Let me think for a second. Okay.
I was thinking, what is this? What will we find at the sanguinary?
So you're sort of you're kind of trying to just trying to concentrate as hard as you can, and it's almost as if you feel kind of like you kind of get a sense, like a sensation that is hard to quantify. It's almost like an itching, but inside your head. It's as if your brain is kind of crawling with ants or something like that. As you like, it's something you desperately want to scratch at, but you know you can't. You can't do anything. And as you do, you're just like it's almost like you're kind of experiencing a dream. Like your thoughts are shifting this way and that way, and you're kind of trying to hold on to fragments as you can. You do, however, get one clear image, and I'm actually going to whisper this to you specifically.
Great.
So I'm gonna send this to you. And then we'll do it in the Zoom chat. While you guys are walking, what do the rest of you guys want to do?
Okay. Firstly, I went ahead and totally tattled, and I told you guys. I specifically told Ulrich if he
A little rhyme.
knew if that was a rhyme or something, or like a prayer.
It didn't ring any bells with that original little song that old lady in the very beginning said, right? None of the lyrics were the same.
I don't think so. It's
Okay,
just. Yeah. Let me tell you guys something.
God damn these rhymes.
I'm going to let you guys know something very strange. But I guess a lot of strange things are happening right now.
Yeah, that's what Ulrich was about to say. I'm ready for it. Nothing will surprise me at this point, laddie.
Well, this thing, and he sort of like he pulls open like what's left of like this giant hole in his.
Well, it's better if I show you.
Let me show you. And I'm like, I'm not. Oh gosh, you guys are making really gross faces. I'm sorry. This isn't the weirdest
Why
thing.
does it smell like burnt trash?
Oh, sorry. I don't clean it out. I don't have a pressure washer or anything. This isn't the weirdest thing I've got right now. And he pulls out the mask again, and he says, so, a long time ago, when the city wasn't so crazy, I went underground with the rest of my cartography buddies. It was sort of a hobby we had.
Did you know?
Yeah, it was sort of a hobby. I found this. And I'm not going to explain how or why. I don't really know it either, but I can use it. I can sort of look into people when I wear it.
Ungodly, that is.
Well, sure, but look around. It's not anything too crazy. It's not blood, at least. Anyways, I heard her mumble this in a lovely humming mannerism. And I wanted to see if either of you knew if this was a church thing. Because if not, it sounds pretty demented.
Unless Askren corrects me, I have never heard that as a church thing.
Sorry, say that again.
My character doesn't recognize that rhyme, correct? I don't think you.
Give me 1 second.
Is it a church rhyme?
Roll me a learning check.
Okay. Hold on, my brain isn't as quick as it was 100 years ago.
Get your brain working. Did you pay attention in Sunday school?
Actually, now you mention it, I think I did.
You're not sure because it's never been something that you really paid attention to. It's never really been something that you needed, but for some reason, as you mull these words over and over in your head, they begin to sound more and more familiar. It's
So they're kind of sticking.
Yeah, as far as you can tell, or as far as you think, you may have heard this kind of a fragment of a longer poem that was often repeated by priestesses, vicars in the church, women who tended to the shrines and things like that. It's, as far as you know, if it is a prayer or a song, it is very old.
Okay.
It is not something that has particular favor or prominence among any sort of recent.
There's no like magical enchantment, hypnosis attachment to it in my mind.
That's not a thing that you've ever encountered.
Doesn't even cross. Okay. I think it does ring a couple church bells to me, but I can't put all the pieces together.
Listen, let's just talk about Miss Guinevere as brief as possible. Do we trust her?
No.
Felix?
Felix has been kind of like mumbling to himself a little bit. He has not been paying attention to anything you've been saying. He's actually
that's why I don't trust
there
him.
He goes again.
He's like kind of like he doesn't seem like normally when he's like talking to himself it sounds like very like panicked kind of. This is kind of different. It's a much more calm meditation like a meditation
chant.
At first anyways, and then as it goes on for a while it starts to sound like a little bit more panicked and like hyperventilating, as he seems to be very concerned by something that is going on in his head.
So the music makes a little more sense right now, like the current vibe of the music. When you were saying it gets a little more intense, like the music was getting a little more intense.
I don't know if we should go to the Sanguinaria. I have a bad feeling about this.
Wait, you have a bad feeling, or you don't trust her instructions?
I mean,
she's the one who suggested it, man.
What do you think?
I don't know.
What
I
do
trust
you know?
her. I trust her, but maybe she doesn't know everything about where we're going. It doesn't seem safe to me.
It doesn't seem safe? Look around. Nowhere is safe right now.
We're standing next to you. You think I feel safe, boy?
I don't know. It feels almost like we're being watched. Like we're going into the den of something that's been watching us all along.
I think Ulrich would immediately do a perception check after hearing, I feel like we're being watched from someone else.
Just sort of to look around.
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
I just want to just do a quick scan, make sure it's in his mind, or it's in Felix's mind, and I don't see anyone looking at us.
You kind of wheel around with your blade, just kind of scanning the courtyard around you. You don't see anyone watching. You don't see anyone kind of, standing in the shadows or anything like that.
And what makes you feel we're being watched?
It's not a physical watching. It's not like there's someone literally somewhere like on a building looking down at us. It's more, I don't know, there's something inside of us. There's the blood, and it's like there's something just inside watching, tracking us because of it. I don't know.
Felix, right now, We need to be honest with all of us. You're telling us things that you have a feeling about. You don't have a feeling about this. You have a certainty. Ulrich does something weird where he goes younger because he's super strong and awesome. I have a giant, ugly hole in my chest that spits disgusting death out of it. And I also have this mask that lets me look into people, and I get to read them. What is telling you right now? We're all really weird.
Ulrich's just like,
We're all really weird after we woke up.
I don't.
I'm telling you to be honest with us.
It's the voices, okay? I hear voices sometimes. It happens when the blood is flowing strong or the moon is bright, and if I focus very hard, I can hear them, and they talk to me, and they show me things, and I asked them what would happen when we went to the Sanguinary, and all I got was this dark image of flesh and blood and a big looming eye staring at us.
If you listen to them and you ask them and encourage them, boy, there's only one voice that matters. Up there.
I don't know that this is different from that, Ulrich. This is... If these voices come from the pure blood and the pure blood comes from God, then this is the voice of God too.
What makes you believe these voices? Have they led you true in the past?
I can't say that they've helped me much before. They've mostly just been there, but the woman
But you
from...
want us to trust them.
The one from the sewers told me that in times of need, I should listen for the silent song, and Gwendolyn said the same thing, that the silent song could help us, and this is what that means. I think it's these voices and...
Out of character, the silent song, I think that does ring a bell, no joke.
It was
from
the silent
very
song
first
chorus of blood.
Yeah.
Of echo. No,
Okay.
it was the silent chorus and echoing blood.
Yeah, okay.
For some reason, people are telling you weird stuff, Felix.
I'm not asking for it.
It makes sense. I get it. You have a connection to blood.
And you trust it. I'm looking at him like, Ulrich's looking at you like real, like, bro to bro, like, bro, you trust it.
There's nothing that I can trust more.
And right now, there's no one else we can trust besides the four of us.
Well, if we're being honest, there's one I could trust more than a lot of you. Heavily praised, but you're all I've got, and you guys haven't led me astray thus far. If you
Felix
really
says
feel so much, Felix.
Felix says we can't go the way of the Sanguine District, the Sanguinary, unless we want to meet something really dangerous.
Where else could we go?
I can't say for sure that it's truly dangerous. I mean, everywhere we could go is dangerous. All
There's
I know
something
is there's something.
We need
It
to find
feels
the
like
root
something
of this
watching us
problem.
there. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe that's why we need to go there then.
There might not be any way of avoiding this, whatever it is. We might as well just go and see what happens.
Whatever it is, what do you guys want to do?
All right.
I want to find who's watching us and put my sword through their eyes.
It's a little bit big for that.
That's pretty big for it.
Metaphorically speaking, that was.
Right, so you guys are outside in the middle of this courtyard. It's probably not going to be safe forever.
No.
Yeah, all right. Let's at least
We
run
literally
to
go
an alleyway corner
south and try to get our way to the Sanguinary.
Okay.
We're going to
let's,
follow instructions for now.
Let's approach it with caution. Let's
With
get to the
caution.
edge and then not go any further until we scope it out and get Felix's another assessment by him and the voices.
Yeah.
Okay.
And of course, I'm tracing our path as we go along.
Give me 1 second.
Cartography seems like such a useful skill in this game.
Dude, I could do more with it. I have ways. I could do more with this than you know, Gertie tells you.
So, as you guys make your way towards, like, through the district, again, these are streets that are clogged with these statues of prostrate praying women, all draped in cloth and all kind of outstretched arms. And as you pass by, you see kind of the night is clear outside. 1 second, hold on. And you find yourself making your way down this hill, and as it slopes, the buildings kind of rise above you. And you kind of notice that as you descend lower and lower, there are less and less of these statues, but more and more of these kind of tattered red banners that just sort of hang over the sides of walls and stuff. There is, the heavy stonework creating sets of stairs that lead down in different directions. So you take the largest one that leads sort of straight down. It comes to a stop sort of at this almost like a plaza, like a wide open plaza, and you can see sort of the buildings of the cathedral ward are towering high above you. Give me 1 second here.
Red banners.
And as you sort of make your way to it, and make your way down, you see sort of at the far end of this place, it looks like you see sort of the stone tile gives way to what looks like black marble. The black marble is kind of set in a wide circular arc, and you see sort of pillars of blackened stone sort of rising high and supporting an archway above. It looks like this opulent gateway has been set into the side of a stone hill or cliff, almost as if this temple has been carved into the hill under the cathedral ward itself. And as you make your way up, you see there are these two fairly large, probably ebony wood double doors just inlaid with bands of bronze and gold, and there's a tattered red runner carpet that runs basically to this doorway up the kind of small flight of stairs that leads to it.
Excellent.
Okay.
This seems like the place.
Lunaris Temple, this is it?
You don't see any immediate identifying marks, only that this place is ornate, black marble and red fabric.
Does it definitely feel like we've gone down?
Oh yeah, again, this is set into the side of a stone hill, and you're probably a good maybe 150 feet below where you were.
I've been deeper. Okay, let's see.
Down to the belly of hell.
I mean, sure.
Are there
feels
any
like-
markings? There's no markings saying it's like Lunaris Temple or anything?
No, there's no obvious markings, really. It's just kind of here. Hold on.
Oh my gosh, I wish I had legit maps right now. Oh.
Kearney's
Yeah.
just taking notes on every little thing, scrub markings.
I mean, I
and
can't.
stuff.
He's been stealing notepads everywhere he goes, and I've been
Just
trying to
drawing on the
find
edges
small
of
little
existing maps. Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Is it possible to have really hastily drawn maps of everywhere we go? Just
Oh
kind
yeah,
of
no, I was assuming you were, yeah.
Yeah. Like that's something that Gurney always seems to do with you guys. Is that he's always like
Mhm.
making sure he has
Nice.
a path and idea on how the streets are set up. At this,
There we go.
I would like to do something strange.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to lead the party forward.
Really? Okay.
Yes. I'd like to lead you guys forward, and I'd like to go straight up those steps.
Ulrich's charging forward as usual, and then he's like, "Oh, okay, all right. Big man today. All right, I'll let you step forward."
All right. As you make your way up, you actually see that at the top of these stairs, again, you kind of make your way up the red carpeted black marble steps. At the top,
Gorgeous.
there's a small landing with kind of a curved front surface. With pillars kind of rising up above you and set into the stone. There are these two large doors inlaid with brass and gold, and one of them seems to be hanging ajar.
It's open for once.
Hmm.
All right.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Before we go through anything,
just
the lantern. We didn't light lantern or do anything like
No,
that.
you have
while it's
not.
gone, right?
I've been carrying it.
Okay. If anybody gets like a sense, like maybe we should look at this with the lantern light, I don't know.
Okay, well, hold on, yo. No. Fuck this lantern.
Chill.
No.
Let's do it.
No.
You're the party leader right now. You do it. Let's
No,
do it.
Ulrich, last time we used this, it took us to a really weird place that I actually felt safe in. And when we came back, I immediately felt unsafe. I don't want to use this thing until we have to.
Fair enough. Just
Or
so I
until we
mention
actually
it.
know where the queen is, because technically we still have to do that for Simon, but I don't really think we should.
Now, did
Okay,
we
that's true.
even think that really was Simon?
I don't,
Should we be listening to that, whatever it was?
whatever it was, doesn't matter right now.
You're not the
You're
only
here to
one that
find-
hears voices, Felix.
Gurney
was-
just stares at all of them as he just leans against the door.
As he's like about to go in, I just want to look up at the moon.
Okay. It is
Good idea.
it is full, it is bright, it is pale but slightly kind of tinged yellow. It's sort of like one of those kind of
Ooh, yellow.
corn/harvest moons.
The yellow moon.
Right.
First
Young is
started.
of this world. Nothing different about it from the usual, like the usual for like this world that we're in, anyways.
Yeah, okay, so it's like yellow moon, red moon.
Yeah.
Are we getting that? Okay.
Your conclusion to draw.
So wait, are we concluding that this is the yellow moon world, and the other one is the
Yeah.
red moon world?
I think
Yeah.
Ulrich just, some dust in his brain just shifted and he
just-
remembered that and realized that.
Okay.
I'm thinking the temple is lunar like the moon, and the thing in the vision, the voices,
Yeah.
I saw an eye, a yellow eye. I don't know what any of that means. It just seems connected.
So are you like suggesting we should go to the red moon place? Because I really just want to open this door.
I don't know. Just can I use my vision again to like see what's gonna happen in the next? There's like a like lower tier one that's see what's in the next 5 minutes.
Sure.
I just want to see what's about to happen.
Sure.
Is this safe?
That's so
Game
funny.
Master,
Are
is
you-
this safe?
0 versus no
Oh,
way.
I didn't.
No
you
way
don't
you
need
can
to
roll a 0.
You don't need to make a roll for this one. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure.
Okay.
So that's. I just
So neat.
Okay, I'm gonna have to whisper this to you again.
okay. I just.
Let me turn
I'm
up the
just-
speaker.
I'm
No,
really
no, no, it's
concerned
fine.
about
I'm doing
everything,
it.
so
I'm
I
doing
just-
it. I'm doing it in. They're fine.
Whispers.
Okay. You get the you kind of get a vague sort of tingling, that kind of itching in your brain once again, and as you listen to it, you kind of focus yourself and you see faded tapestries, like knit with images, but the actual contents of the images are too faded to make out. very very quickly they seem to be lining a large hall. You see empty pews and sort of kind of dominating the sort of the landscape in front of you. You see it doesn't seem to be anything like anything with, it's more like you feel like a sense of foreboding, but also necessity.
Okay. I, everyone can put their headphones back on. I guess. Yeah.
We're good?
So, yeah, we're good.
Okay, we're good.
Well, but it won't matter much anyways.
Chill.
It doesn't look.
I'm looking.
It doesn't look great, but it seems important. I don't know what that means. It doesn't. I don't think we're going to get any good news from here, but I think we're going to get something that we need to know. I think we have to go.
It's like that
Just
Harry
enter.
Potter scroll. We're gonna suffer, but we're gonna be happy about it.
Well, there we go. All right, we're here for
Different choice.
Jeremon, and we're not leaving till we talk to him.
All right.
Fuck yeah! I'm
So
ready
you
to
guys-
burst open this door.
All right, you guys. The door's already open. You guys can
It's
make your
ajar.
way. You can make your way into sort of the darkness beyond. And as you push your way into the dark chamber, you find yourself entering a long and dark corridor. The sides of the walls are kind of draped with more of these red and gold banners. They don't really bear any imagery, but there are scroll work patterns, but it's mostly just flat red. The floor is very large, square marble tiles, probably about 4 feet in section. Each, just very, very neatly placed. Almost everything here is black and trimmed with bits of gold. You're not sure if it's real gold or if it's just paint or it's just some kind of decoration, but that is the color scheme. You emerge into a large chamber, and this chamber appears at first glance like a cathedral of some sort. There are rows and rows of what appear to be pews, but they're not traditional. They're not like any pews you've ever seen. These are kind of like metallic. They're golden. They're very finely, like ornately crafted with, rather than wood. Their seats are kind of a plush, red cushioning. And there are just row after row of them. You can see sort of this red carpet runs down the center and ascends a set of stairs to a dais at the top. And at the top of the dais, you see what appears to be another metal table, metal operating table.
Oh,
This is the proper setting for God. These people knew how to pray.
yep. This is what blood buys, I guess.
Decadence.
I'm going to walk up to the metal table at the front and look at it.
I'm just scanning the room, see if anything's out of place or anything like that.
All right.
I'll walk behind Felix. I'm just going to continue walking down through the pews towards the altar at the end.
The as you make your way towards sort of the table, it's metal, but it is actually sorry, I'm looking for my notes here.
Gurney needs a new shirt. I just want to rip down one of those banners and just wrap it around him.
The table is
not a bad idea.
the table is metal, but it is white. And you see sort of there's a cloth over the table. It is stained with red, but it appears to be concealing something beneath it. This table, as you're approaching it, it's fairly ornate mechanically. It looks like it's designed to both sit horizontally and then with sort of, you can in essence sort of release the bottom section so it can be tilted upright like this. You see, there's also
Okay.
there are restraints at the head, at the chest, and at the
Yeah.
arms, and there's a small kind of channel down the center, but you can't make out most of what's on this table because it is covered in cloth.
I know what this is for. I'd rip the cloth off.
Yay!
As
Such
you kind of
religious perversion.
one second. Um, as you pull the cloth off, you see a very strange sight. It appears to be a person. At first blush, they are naked. Their pale body kind of not offering much contrast to this white table. However, their head is kind of cocked at the side, as it appears from their shoulder is just an enormous kind of outgrowth of bloody spikes. They all appear to be formed from large shards of bone, and from the way the flesh has been almost peeled away, it looks like this whole growth may have actually sort of forced itself up out from under this thing. Its other arm sort of ends at the elbow and trails off in a long sort of like a long just rope of bloody red sinew that kind of coils next to it, studded with various bits of bone.
Good God.
Oh, I'm glad I stayed back a bit.
What sort of ill alchemy mischief has been going on here?
Distortion of the god of blood.
I've seen
Is-
people play around with what they could do with, these sorts of operations. Not this extreme. No.
Can I tell if it's dead?
Yeah, do you want to kind of
Please check
lean
that.
in?
Holy shit.
Yeah, allow me. I mean, I have some tinctures here that can tell him.
Doctor, do an autopsy.
Nice, yeah. Make way for the doctor.
Yes,
Would that be
okay.
a learning roll, or would it be just kind of?
Logic, I'd say. No, you can use your learning, I guess.
Well, I have logic's better, so
Okay,
Oh,
fair enough.
I'll do that.
Nice.
121.
Logically speaking.
while he's doing that, Gurney is
Yeah.
checking out his hole. He's trying to see if his whole hand can fit in there.
I just look at it and I go, I think it's a dog.
Can I check using my
It's-
blood sense to tell if
Yes.
it's yeah. Can I use alteration for that?
Yeah, okay.
Hey. Mm.
Whoa.
You do not detect any beating pulse within this thing.
Ooh.
Oh.
Alright.
Alright, well.
It's dead at least.
I mean, I would
Don't
hope
worry
so
about
after
that.
all this. Jeez, look at it.
You guys notice that there are actually sort of hallways that kind of go out from the chamber. You can see down them in the chamber you're on. You're not sure really where they go, but you can immediately see two large spiraling staircases that descend downwards, kind of around the if you go down from the sides of the plinth that you're on, you can kind of reach these two staircases that descend deeper.
I say we go down.
I'm going to shout out first.
Okay.
Hello, is there anyone here?
All
For the
what
shot.
the fuck? We're announcing our presence. Get ready for action.
Any response?
Not really.
Right.
Well,
We should.
looks like we're going down then, boys.
Alright.
The figure was naked, right, and was strapped to the table.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Nothing retrievable there.
Oh my god. I know what to do. Sir, Mr. Askren,
Yes.
Mr. Askren, I'd like to
Yes.
do something.
What would you like to do?
I'd like to put on my stupid mask. And I'd like to do a thing.
Okay.
Oh God,
That
what
is
is it
so
called?
much better than my idea. I was gonna just
Reading.
smash.
I think you're thinking of reading.
I don't know about reading. I think it's. I'm trying to see this creature's last moments,
Oh.
Okay.
Learning.
but I can only, at my power level, I can only see it in the past hour. It's called reading. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it does. So I'm only able to look in the past hour. So I just want to see if anybody has been around here in the past hour. Or if this thing was alive in the past hour.
Hmm. Okay. Surrounding an object or place. Are you looking for the object specifically or a place?
I'm gonna do the. I feel like I should do. What do you got? I'm gonna do the place. I'm less interested about this thing and more about if someone was in here.
Okay.
Yeah, like surveillance cam in this whole area.
Yeah,
Alright.
and I don't want to look at what the hell this thing's life was like while it was strapped to this table. That's awful. No way.
Yeah. You're setting
Okay.
yourself up for nightmares on that one.
So you could
right.
detect its last hour of life, but it doesn't
Yeah.
matter how long it's been dead.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
That's awesome.
So you can. I mean, would you like to detect its last hour of life, or would you like to detect the
No.
place?
I don't think you can do
I'm
that.
just looking at the table and I'm just trying to like get.
Oh yeah, no, it's in the past hour. My bad. Okay, so
Yeah.
you
No,
kind of
not
put
to-
your mask on and you just take a deep breath, and as you kind of exhale and focus your concentration through this mask, again you kind of flit through the different levels of feeling and of sensing the area around you, and as you finally like the area resolves into a very strange kind of colorful pattern, you see it's indistinct, but you actually don't get a glimpse of exactly what is, but you definitely hear sounds of something moving, and as you turn your head in the direction, you hear kind of something scraping against the marble tile, and you just kind of look over in time to see something that a kind of the corpse of something being dragged down one of the flights of stairs.
Oh my gosh! You see Gurney rip off the stone mask, this like fragmented piece of rock, and he just like, okay. There. Yeah, somebody went down there, guys. They went down. I don't know who, but they.
What?
No,
What's gotten into you?
nothing. It's just I. Okay, so yeah, I can look into people's thoughts with this thing, but I can kind of look backwards and forwards in time, kind of.
What?
Spare me the details. What did
hour-
you see, lad?
Not too long ago, someone was here and they were dragging something dead. I heard it. I didn't.
What?
No, it was a while ago. They're gone. They went down.
Down.
Well, I mean,
It was probably, it's probably you know who. And we need to talk to him. So let's go down.
Yeah. I reckon down's where we ought to be then. Good work.
good way to find
The
out.
two
I
of
guess.
you.
I start trotting down the stairs.
All right. As you guys make your way down the stairs, you find yourself arriving deeper into the kind of strange, worshipful crypts and tombs beneath this place. I don't actually have any good art for this, so we'll just put you guys here. You come to the strange kind of worshipful crypt here, and as you do, the floor is still black marble beneath you, but this time it is actually kind of only built in not in wide kind of worship spaces, but rather in more kind of narrow pathways. As you see, there are all like you're basically stepping down into a chamber where you're kind of on this sort of raised outer section that is flat and is kind of marble lined, and there is some sections have a railing kind of protecting it, but others do not. And on the sections that do not, you see more of these sort of upright tables that have just been kind of pushed to the edge. And you can definitely see this time kind of their blood-stained surfaces and what purpose they serve, as it is obvious at this point that an uncounted number of bodies must have been dragged down here and sort of drained into what appears to be a small pool of blood.
I stop. Okay, Gurney stops leading, and he gets behind Ulrich and makes Felix get behind him. He's like, Felix, close your eyes for a moment.
And as you guys are kind of stepping out into this chamber, it's dark, but there is kind of reflecting light that from sconces and torches that still burn. You can see there is a small kind of stepped platform or plinth that actually kind of makes its way out into the center of this pool, and on it is some sort of dais where another one of these more ornate tables sits. You can see all around them upright kind of rolling or movable walls with dozens of hooks and metal tools that have been hung from them wait as you seem to have stepped into some sort of grand exsanguinary or torture theater where you have no idea what's the scope of what went on here. The smell, the kind of coppery smell nearly burning your nostrils, as you can almost hear the sort of the pain that has been inflicted here as you guys are standing on the on the foot of the stairs. You actually see not very far from where you are. Give me 1 second to turn this up.
Let me turn up the music you will be dying to.
Yes.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use bolster.
Too loud. Too loud. Anything.
Yeah. Much better.
That better?
I'm gonna go ahead and use
Go.
I'm gonna use a bolster, and I'm gonna do it on
Okay.
you know what? I'm gonna do it
Yeah.
to I'm gonna give it to Gurney. I'm gonna bolster his entropy, so that
Whoa!
so that you have advantage when you use your blast now.
Do you put it
Nice.
on my nasty scab hole?
Yeah, it's like a little ointment I put on it. It just starts bubbling.
By the way, that thing is like the size of a fist now, so it just like goes.
No, it's more like you have like a dark cavity like in your whole stomach is
Yeah.
almost like burnt
No.
out.
I was
Chamber for
imagining
next
like a skee ball at Chuck E. Cheese. Like, you're like, whoo, throwing it.
Oh no! Don't do
Yeah,
that.
I think it's like
Here.
before it was like mandarin orange size, and then
Yeah.
maybe
Oh,
went to
goodness.
grapefruit.
Here,
and
hold on,
now
wait.
It's
If-
probably
if-
at, like a melon.
If this is your sort of your rib cage, right? Right?
Oh, goodness.
And it's more like you kind of have like, and that's sort of your pelvis. You kind of have this ragged like hole like here.
Oh no.
Great.
So
Kind of like
Oh.
Chamber from X-Men, but
if Gurney's gonna let you do this, but he's clearly uncomfortable with letting you guys see this right now.
or no, you know what? It's like a little pill, or a little like drink, like a shot, and you chug it down, and then you just kind of give
And I
it
just look at it and say, it's going to the same place anyways. And I pour it into my hole.
There's
Alright.
only one place anything goes there.
Everything.
purpley
No.
black steam.
As you as you kind of you guys are seeing this, doctor, especially you, like this kind of like you don't basically you definitely would get the sense that like obviously many people were kind of sacrificed here, but from what you seem to have gathered, like someone was eager for experimentation and knowledge. Someone was kind of pulling at the strings of what the blood could do.
I just look at Ulrich and Felix and say, yeah, I figured this was what all that glitter and gold was hiding. Just
Holes.
Doctor,
It's quite the sight to see.
you actually you would almost instantly notice as you're kind of scanning these tables, there appears to be a sort of a almost like a theater space, like set up right in the center of this sort of pool, where there's not just the operating table, but there's also you know, like small like stands that look like they hold papers, books, things like that.
Oh.
Is there anything on them still? Or is it
You're a
empty?
decent distance away. You have to go over to them to see.
Oh yeah, well I'd start making my way over to see if there's anything familiar to me that I could maybe relate
Okay.
to the group.
Felix is kind of admiring like the torture tools.
As you kind of make your way in, Felix, you would actually notice above your head there's actually a set of metal railings that kind of run around over this pool, and you're realizing at periodic places in them there appear to be these sort of metal almost hanging structures that your guess it's fairly easy for you to guess what exactly they were used for. However, I need you to roll me a perception check. Actually, everyone roll me a perception check, please.
Let's do it.
I can see nothing.
God be my sight.
I don't wanna do it. Oh, whoops. We were supposed to do the regulars, but I don't think
Yeah,
anyone.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
That's
I
fine,
don't
it's fine.
think- Calabas.
I
I
critically
see y'all.
fail. If that-
Okay, Calabas, Doctor, you basically you instantly notice there are books and stuff on this shelf. There is information to glean, and I'm assuming that's where you're headed straight towards.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, my only good here is my brain and my drugs. So.
Yeah. Felix, you and Gurney, you guys are kind of slowly standing in as the Doctor sort of breaks out into a run to get away from you. You sort of, you watch him kind of run down the stairs to this platform jutting out into this pool of blood. And as he's breaking away from you, you're about to kind of say something to stop him when you notice, or he does not seem to have noticed, the blood itself is beginning to bubble.
Oh.
Is he running into a pool of blood right now? Is that what's
No,
happening?
there's a platform out that extends out into the middle of it, where there's
Okay.
almost like an operating theater.
Is
Gurney
that where
immediately,
he's going?
That's where he's
towards?
headed. Yes.
Gurney immediately starts pointing like, Auric, blood, pool of blood. Doctor, doctor, come back!
But there's information here that needs.
No.
Doctor, you probably would just barely have time to hear them. Actually, as you turn around to kind of answer them as you're on your way, your eyes almost widen as you see in the kind of flickering sconce light there is something behind Gurney.
Shut the fuck up.
Gurney, you instantly feel something heavy just impact your shoulder as you guys all hear kind of a loud and you turn and you see this strange creature, its upper half being that of like an emaciated human, just desiccated down to the bones. Its head just kind of twisted on its neck, supported by a vice and kind of metal rods and screws and bolts. Its arms kind of two of them that seem to be jointed at the elbow to have two separate forearms, each kind of like two of the arms grip around him as the others continue to move, and as it grasps him, and kind of, another Felix, you're gonna feel something also wrap kind of around your throat, something wet and sinewy. Doctor, you have just enough time to see this as you also feel something kind of reach up and grab your leg. And as you guys watch, you hear the voice behind you, Gurney. It says, "Very good, very good. Fine flesh, fine, yes." And you watch as something emerges from the pool of blood, lifting the doctor up by his leg. This is a similar kind of creature, twisted, its lower body being like a splayed, almost spider-like construction of human legs. As it lifts him into the air, its own body again supported by metal armatures and stuff. And the doctor, this thing kind of looks in your face. It's the hand that it reaches out towards you with is not a hand anymore. Almost every bone in it seems to have been replaced by some sort of metal surgical instrument. As it pokes your flesh, it says, "Good pallor, usable for tapestry." And as it you watch, it kind of lifts him up and sort of with a sickening crunch, it stabs one of his ankles onto these meat hook-like hangers on the metal rail above, and then the other ankle as the doctor is now hung from his legs. You hear the one
that was my good leg, you bastard.
You hear the one behind you kind of begin to whisper. It says, "Stretch the skin, do not damage the surface, all must be linked to the vessel." As you watch as this thing with almost unearthly and unimaginable precision just uses various metal instruments to begin stripping down the clothing off and carving through the skin of the doctor's back. And you guys hear Felix, behind you, you hear a voice. "Human flesh, heavily prized, very good marble quality, creates tender, flavorful cuts." As you watch, the doctor himself is almost inhumanly fast, flensed nearly down to the bone, his skin sort of opened and stretched. As you see kind of glistening red beneath it, and as his skin is like hung onto this tapestry, the one with him just begins kind of pushing it along this metal rail down the corridor. And as they all kind of, this hideous, inhuman laughter echoes around you guys. That is where we're gonna end it for tonight.
I end it swirling my sword in rage, hearing these.
I end it with my entrails spilling out to the ground.
Felix has mixed feelings. He's he's like kind of sad about the loss of a friend, or like disturbed by it, but at the same time he's like licking his lips.
Beautiful. Yeah, no.
Well, that is unfortunately that is
Felix.
it. That is all we're going to get done for today. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'm so glad that you guys hung out with us. Let's turn this dramatic and evil music down, and let's go back and play our normal kind of
Let's just
relaxing
play it
dark
off
music.
like it's normal. It's totally normal.
Our
Everything's
normal,
fine.
very happy music, right?
Oh man,
So happy.
So let's well, we are gonna go around and we're gonna go around and talk to our players, get some thoughts on the session and what's going on. But we have to kind of let you guys know a little, exactly what is going on here. So do you want me to tell him, or would you like to tell him?
Oh no, I mean it's obviously Calibus is dead, so I have scheduling and other issues like the band and whatnot. I'm not gonna be able to continue on regularly with you guys, so unfortunately that was the doctor's last hurrah. Hopefully he'll be back as a villain or something later, because that would be pretty awesome.
Shit, I don't hope for that. But
Yeah, but I had a great time playing Open Legend, so I would recommend it to anybody, especially people who don't like a lot of like rules, don't like a lot of like dice rolling and having to look up charts for this or that, or memorize an entire class feature list and shit like that. So it's definitely good for that. It's not the system or the players or the DM at all. It's merely just scheduling time and all that bullshit. So I definitely appreciate the opportunity. It was a great time, great story. Everything was good.
dude, it was
Hope
sick playing with
we
you,
run into
man.
each other again.
Thank
of
you.
course.
Yeah.
It's been
Thank you
great.
guys for sure.
Well,
Yeah,
Miss the
for
doctor
sure.
and his
I guess-
many elixirs.
I guess we'll still give you, kind of give you a chance to give
You
your thoughts
will be
on
missed.
today and all that stuff. But definitely, if you guys, as he said, Laz is unfortunately not going to be continuing on with us, which we are all very sad about, and we wish that was not the case. But things happen, and of course we wish him the best, and hope maybe sometime in the future he will show back up on another show on this channel. Who
Guest
knows?
star. Yeah.
But let's of course get in and let's talk to our players a little bit. If you guys are hanging out with us, by the way, don't run away. We're gonna talk about some stuff. We're gonna go over some stuff, and then we're gonna pass the D&D love on. We're gonna be hanging around for a while. But let's start with you, Speedy. What did you think about tonight?
Every time.
Every time.
Every time. It's
Every
just the cliffhangers are always just it's so terrifying. I don't know how Felix is gonna react again. But I love what's been happening. I'm just like very concerned and confused as to what's going to happen next. Like, are we supposed to be trusting that woman? Is she actually trying to help us? Are these people going to kill us? Can I convince them that I'm one of them? I don't know. God, it's been going great. I love it every time.
Awesome, man. Why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you get up to on the internet?
Yeah, my name's Speedy. I'm a variety streamer on Twitch. You can find me on my channel, Not So Speedruns, or on Twitter at Not So Speedruns as well. I play a bunch of video games. I've been doing a lot of indie games. I've been playing a game called Night in the Woods recently, which is like really cool.
Oh, thank you so
game.
much for playing that.
It's so good. So yeah, I've been playing that lately. I'll be playing more of it soon. I'm also doing D&D on my channel. I've been doing a lot more D&D. So I now do it on Mondays on my channel, on Tuesdays on Encounter Roleplay, Saturdays here, and I'm about to start doing Sunday one-shots every single week with different guest stars, guest DMs, and stuff like that. So if anyone's interested at all at playing D&D on Twitch, you can sign up for it. If you go to my Twitter, there's a link there, so you can check that out. Great rules, okay?
Yes, and of course the Twitter and Twitch are both linked in chat. There's the shout out, so go check them out. Go show them some love, and obviously drop them a follow, and all that good stuff. Awesome, man, awesome. What about you, Din Money? What do you think about tonight?
Yeah, I want to talk about the leveling up. Oh goodness, how cool is that? Everybody level 2.
Right?
I've never been this excited to be level 2. Wow.
I can hear more voices.
Right? Like, oh goodness, so sick. Like, I can't even wait to reveal some of the stuff that I got from my level up. But trust me, I'm ready to get in there, do some damage, and also take a little damage now. So my characters, I'm really looking forward to seeing the future of him. Story of this game, all that stuff. Like, I felt like I was saying good news and the bad news. Good news, I got a lot of level up and cool skills. Bad news is, what the hell's going on? I'm helpless. My teammates just died. One of my other teammates is talking to himself or other voices. I don't even know. The only other guy I can trust has a giant hole in his chest. So,
You can trust Felix.
Yeah,
Felix would
right.
never hurt you.
Yeah, I wish. Yeah. So it's been a pleasure playing Ulrich the White, Vatican bounty hunter, coming to the sessions with Askren. Really appreciate being here. I am Din Money online. Follow me on Twitter at Din Money. Working on a really cool fantasy interactive visual novel. Like, if you like the fantasy genre, you like cool characters and artwork, and then a little bit of comedy, you might like my game Faulty Apprentice. So check it out. It's coming to Kickstarter in the next 2 weeks. Actually, March 14th, it will be up. So
Sick.
check that out. I'll post the link in the chat.
Woo! Awesome, man. Yeah, go.
Another awesome week.
Absolutely go check that out. And by the way, I just noticed I forgot to thank Ayami302 for following. Welcome to the madness, my friend. Thank you for joining us. Glad to have you. And also, while that was going on, to North, he said, a sad, lonely, empty donation bar. Let me help fill you up, which is what I always want to hear To North saying.
Always To North.
Thank you so
wow.
much, my
Love
friend.
it.
Thank you, To North. Always glad to have you. Hope you if you haven't caught the episode, I suggest you go back and catch the VOD because there is some stuff that you will enjoy here today.
Wow.
But yeah, absolutely go check out Din Money, his Twitch, his Twitter, and all that stuff is in the chat. Go hit him up. It's good. It's good. What about you, For? What's going on, my man? What do you think about tonight?
Level 2 hype.
Yeah, level 2.
What's not hype? Everything that happens after level 2? No.
Good news, bad news.
Bad news everywhere. There's nowhere is nice, and that's something I've never really played before. I've never played in a campaign where nowhere felt safe. I have never felt as paranoid and second guessing everything that happens.
Yeah.
And it is a delight. In its own strange way. It's sort of weird saying I love being scared. I love being terrified of what's around the corner. But this is like a wonderful way to play. And I wish there were more things like it. Thank you for doing this, dude. Again, I'm impressed. I'm always, once again, you've blown my top off. Literally, with that natural double 20. What the heck? 53!
Yeah.
I dare any of you to beat that.
I know some role. I know Brian told me he has records of some roles being higher, but I assume they weren't like in combat. They were just like, I'm gonna persuade the person to.
Press this all day,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
my goodness, I could say more. I could just talk forever about how I love this, but instead, I'm going to tell you about where I'm from. I am from On the Forefront. I don't do anything because there's so many things that I want to do. So, quite honestly, I'm just going to try and narrow it down with, I eventually want to get a game like D&D or something going. Open Legend is just so sweet and fun, though. It's hard to go back to D&D. Quite honestly, it's so sweet and fun. So
yeah.
I'm still working that out. I still want to play some games when I have time. But as for right now, check the Twitter. I may one night decide I'm going to play Stardew Valley or Enter the Dungeon, or I'm just going to scream into the microphone in voices. Who knows?
What I
In any
usually
case, I invite you to come enjoy whatever I have in store when I actually sit down and do it.
Absolutely, man. Go check him out right there. His Twitter is in the chat. And last but not least, we have Laz, who unfortunately is leaving us, but we still want to hear a little bit about what he thought tonight and what he gets up to.
Yeah, definitely. That was a great session again, as always. Love the world. It's definitely a dar. I like that idea of not feeling safe. Anyway, that's pretty good. I like how you said it was delightful. That's weird juxtaposition of words, but yeah, it was
Juicy,
great. I mean, a
man.
great time. I mean, like I said, hopefully I'll be back. It's merely like a scheduling thing. I mean, actually, my schedule's kind of cleared up Sunday night, so I don't know if anything ever happens like that. I mean, Boar and Speedy, if you guys are doing something on Sunday, we could jump on or something. That'd be cool. Get something together for a one shot, anything like that. That'd be sweet. But as far as what I'm doing, playing shows, graphic stage and shit like that. Next Friday, for those of you in upstate New York, I'll be in Binghamton, New York. We're playing a set for the Carousel's newspaper's 4-year party. It's gonna be a good time. Also, we'll be 420 at we will be playing in Syracuse there, and then 421 at the grand opening of the Rochester location of Funk and Waffles.
Yo.
Nice. Funkin'
That's
waffles.
Yeah, it's so dope. So yeah, check that out, guys. And I'm on Twitter at @LastronautGreen. Otherwise, subsoulmusic.com. It's been a pleasure. I'll see you guys around.
Absolutely. And of course, my name is Askren. I am your host and dungeon master here, where I make all the wonderful and terrible things happen. You guys have been watching Writhing Moon, which is our open legend horror campaign. But that's not all we do on this channel. If you guys want more role-playing in your lives, you should definitely come around tomorrow. Sundays, we have our Jade Regent campaign. It's a D&D 5th edition campaign taking place in the world of Golarion, where the party has just sort of saved the hell out of Sandpoint, and now they've decided they're going to get on a caravan and travel north across the continent to find the destiny of a friend. So it's really a good time. If you want more than that, you should definitely check out my talk show Fuzzy Dice, where I every Tuesday I hang out with like really cool role-playing games people, nerd celebrities, this and that. I just actually got finished booking up my March guest list, and I can tell you it is some good shit. This last week I hung out with the head publisher from Conceptopolis, the guys who just published that awesome Gods and Goddesses Kickstarter for D&D 5th edition. In the next weeks, I will probably be hanging out with Rudy Woot from Maze Arcana, and Satine Phoenix from Maze Arcana, and also Wolfgang Bauer from Cobalt Press, and Matt Colville, and a whole bunch of other people are going to be stopping by. So it's great D&D talk, and you should definitely be there. We also have Askren's Map Monday, which has been blowing the hell up, and I love it. Where every Monday I sit down with you guys and we make live make battle maps in Photoshop live, and we talk about stuff, and we just discuss a lot of things. We have a good time. It's really fun. And there's, other streams that happen around, things that make video games with friends and stuff like that. Of course, if you guys are enjoying the show, if you haven't already, please hit that follow button you get to keep up with everything that happens here. You can hit me up on Twitter. It's just @Askren. Dice Thulu has the link in chat for you. And if you really want to hang out with us, our Discord link is right there in chat. You can hang out. We talk about all kinds of stuff on the Discord, and you can just post butt jokes. It's a good time. And if you really
butts?
Yes, you can say butts. If you really want to support the stream, you should consider becoming a Dice Thulu minion. Our Game Wisp subscription link is right there. You get all kinds of cool benefits that will be growing all the time. We're actually switching to Game Wisp over Patreon just because Game Wisp lets me offer a lot more cooler stuff for you guys. So check that out. We support a lot of other cool streamers with their Game Wisp, so you should, you can help everyone, and it's just $5 like you were subbing to any other channel, and it's a really good time. Now, we're not gonna be done here. We're actually gonna go and see who else is streaming, because maybe there's someone that we can pass the love on. Who do you guys think? Let me check here.
Is there a train station nearby?
I live near a train station. Why, is that important?
I was trying to make a segue into Trainsy, but
I don't
I don't know
think
if
he's
Trainsy's
online.
live. Trunot says you need to keep streaming Blood and Bacon. Yeah. Where can I download Askren motivational posters? I don't know what. Am I motivating? Is that a thing? Because I wish I could motivate myself. That's a thing I wish I could do. Oh
Give myself
man.
inspiration in real life.
Let's You know what? I know who we're gonna go hang out with. Where the fuck is it? Sorry, I just lost it.
it's okay.
I don't know why this is so laggy for me. Twitch is very, very laggy. Let's go here. We're probably gonna go host one of my friends. I love waiting for Twitch. This is so fucking fun.
I was looking at who we could raid, and I was like, who's playing D&D right now? And I was like, oh, there's one. Oh, it's Exploding Dice.
Yeah, they look like they have a really cool stream. You know what? Why don't we have? I haven't talked to these guys in a while. Let's go hang out with Poke Your Eye Out Games. They're really cool people, and
Sounds like they'd fit in with Writhing Moon.
yeah. So we're gonna go copy that and send some love over to them. Here it is. There you go. Exclamation point raid. Poke your eye out games. So what you guys got to do is drop that link in chat. Go hit them up with the raid. Go say, let them know it's an Exploding Dice raid. Show them the love. Everyone go over there and blast them with follows and chat and all that good stuff. And we will be following right after you. But that's it for us. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Jade Regent, and we will see you next week. But as always, don't let Dice Thulu get his tentacles on you, because you may be turned into a flesh tapestry. We'll see you next time, guys. Take care, everyone.